Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our first ever PSN Sixers watch along. We hope you're well. Sat in a Zoom call with me right now, we have got the Dream Team. Forget the Golden State Dream Team, alright? They're right here, ready to kick off some Sixers action. We've got our lead writers. In fact, you're all lead writers now, aren't you? You've all been very wholesome in your PSN journeys. We've got Ricky Amandeo, David Esser, Eric Reese. Boys, how you doing?
I'm living fantastic, man. Yeah, I'm freaking pumped. We have Sixers basketball. Like, let that sink in for a second. That's crazy.
Alright, where's that sink? Let it in, alright? It's been outside in the cold. It's been a while. I'm stoked. I mean, this game obviously is very intriguing. The last time these two played, interesting matchup in itself. You've obviously got TJ McConnell on the other side of the court, which hurts a little bit in the hearts of some fans, I know. But overall, how are we feeling about this game? Like, we'll come to you, Ricky, first, because I know you're the betting man amongst us all. I mean, where's your money looking tonight on this game? Like, how are you feeling?
So, I believe on this game, I took Embiid double-double and Sixers win. And I believe that was minus 102, so there's pretty good money to be made there. And then I took a long shot. I took Simmons to hit a three, basically. Yeah. So I think that was plus 620. So $1 wins you $6.20. You can do the math. I think I bet $10, so I'd win like $62 if it happens. And then I mean, other than that, I don't think I bet anything else on basketball tonight. I kept it to hockey. But, yeah, I'm just super excited to watch this game. And all I know is Simmons does hit that three. It's going to go a lot better now that I have $6 coming in.
Imagine. A big shout. We've got Asia Robertson, Dave H. Are we going to be showing the game? We won't, unfortunately. Otherwise, the copyright police will shout very loudly at us. Right. The idea, what we do here, if you're new to the watch-alongs, is that we stream our reactions live. You watch it along with us. And if you want to find a stream, we would never recommend, ever, going to Reddit, but don't ever go to Reddit. That is, don't search Reddit Sixers stream. That would be a terrible idea. But we'll come to David next, because I know David, he got a bit fired up this morning. I was heading home from our PSN happy hour, and so, is it okay if I write an article on Trey Burke? I passed out shortly after that, but I woke up to, I mean, he described it. I mean, how are you feeling about this situation?
Well, so the first half, I feel good about tonight. The Pacers, they've been without Victor Oladipo for the majority of the season. They're going to come in probably just as, unchemistried as we are, if that's a word. Regarding the Trey Burke stuff, all right, so, once they signed with the Mavericks, I knew this was going to happen. He was going to have some random game where he shot well, where nobody was playing defense. Completely meaningless. I mean, they scored. It was over 300 points were scored last night in that Mavs game.
And then you just see Twitter go ballistic. Where it's like, oh, well, there's Elton Brand messing it up again. Like, no, he was a third-string point guard. Can he shoot? Sure. Is he bad? Yes. He's not a very good player. He's a third-string point guard. He might not even hit, like, the Mavericks rotation. So, yeah, that had to vent, had to get that out. Go check that out, phillysportsnetwork.com. But had to just let it out before tonight, you know?
Yeah, okay, so just get that last bit of venting before it too. I mean, there is, if anyone wants the website, there is, I think NBA-streams.xyz is apparently what people are using, but that's not me ever talking about that. Ugly Ass Taco says, if Simmons hits a 3, I'm chugging an IPA. Do you know what? We might have to do a shoot. Alright, I'll put it there. I've got a beer from last night's happy hour. If Simmons hits a 3, I'll do a shoey. Alright? That's the bet.
The hat's going. It's a hat trick.
All right, we're all going. We're all sailing in. Thanks to Brian, who's just followed us on Instagram. Before I come to Eric, I've just seen this bet, Ricky, so I put it on. Okay, I found Sheikh Milton, Tobias, and Furkan Korkmaz all to hit 2 + 3 pointers at 3-1. So £5 on gets me 12. I mean, that's likeable, right? That's not a bad prop bet.
Doable. I mean, in a whole game, yeah, I think.
So the man who just spoke then, he's looking very. I would say that's a hangover outfit, but he's looking cozy. He's looking ready to go.
We're thriving today.
Eric, how are you? I know you've been watching hockey this afternoon. How excited are you for basketball to be back?
I'm excited. More of a casual fan than anybody else. If anybody doesn't know, I'm the lead writer for the Flyers, so I'm just as happy for them to be Philadelphia sports back. The 76ers against the Pacers today. I have the 76ers by 6, you know. I'm going to roll with that. If Ben Simmons hits that 3, I'm going to be just as excited as any hardcore Sixers fan. So, yeah, you know, I'm very, like, needless to say, very excited to have any sports and all sports be back. And if the Sixers are those sports, then let's go. Let's roll with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are officially at tip-off o'clock. I think we've obviously got a little bit of, like, pre-game stuff they have to work through first normally. But obviously other games on tonight that may pique interest. You can see the standings on the right-hand side of your screen. Sixers, it's arguable, isn't it? Like, I mean, where do you want to be as a Sixers fan right now? Do you want to see them excel up the standings up past maybe the Miami Heat, where you're looking at a potential Celtics matchup? Or would you rather sit back and kind of avoid? Like, it's a bit of a catch-22 almost, isn't it? Unlike the Flyers, where you realistically do want the best seed possible.
Yeah, I want to win. I've seen a little bit. I dropped an article on Facebook the other day, and a lot of people were like, oh, like, it doesn't matter. Like, sit back, let it. Like, no, like, I want to win as many games as possible.
Yeah.
I think 5's reasonable in this next week and a half, but, like, if we can win 6, 7, like, go for it. As many wins to get the chemistry going and just momentum. I mean, momentum's going to be huge down here.
Oh, for real.
So, yeah, I want to win. No sitting back, no relaxing. Let's win as many games as possible.
And I know one man that we're all looking forward to, thanks to relentless articles on Philly Sports Network, is Al Horford. No, I'm joking. Sheikh Milton, who could be in line for some major minutes this afternoon. Obviously, looking at that backup point guard role, something that I know that if we talk about hammering the table, there has been like a jackhammer just sending it into the ground on this Sheikh Milton train. What are we expecting from Sheikh tonight, from Brett getting him involved after those exhibition games? Like, have they benefited where he stands within the team now?
I mean, Dave, I think you would probably be best geared to answer this one, so you could start it off.
So my biggest fame to claim is before the season started, I wrote about how Sheikh Milton needed way more minutes than he was going to get. And now he's obviously really, really good. That's like my biggest take I've ever hit. But yeah, like, get him involved. He didn't really shoot a lot during the scrimmage games or the exhibition games. They were kind of using him more as just a distributor. Right. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to kind of encourage him to shoot, because they need him to shoot. So that's a really good storyline to watch, at least in the first half.
Yeah, I can't believe we've got 53 people in this live stream right now. Guys, if you haven't liked the video, let's push it to 10. Let's start small with the like goal. Let's build it up. The more the Sixers do well. We've already got things on the line, okay? If Ben Simmons hits a 3, I'm doing a shoey. Eric's doing a hat trick. It could be a terrible night on this live stream, and hopefully you'll be around with us. Zach Tyler's in. I know he's from the UK. He wouldn't miss a Philly game. Love that from you. Jack says Burke over Neto. I'm going to have to try and restrain David, I think, at this point before things get...
freak out.
before things get worrisome. But Obviously, we're through the exhibition games now. There were some pros and cons in there. I think one of the biggest pros from what I saw, briefly watching the games and the highlights and stuff, was Matisse Zibel just looking like he hasn't skipped a beat, looking even more tenacious in some ways when it comes to attacking, which had always been not the weak point of the game, but certainly where it needs the most work to build up. Looking a little bit more kind of like confident on that end of the floor now.
Yeah, I think I was watching. I only could catch part of that one exhibition game that I think Dave wrote the Thibault feature on, but just from what I saw, he looks like he's playing with a purpose, and he looks like he's right. Like we talked about, Sixers should just go out and win. He looks like he's ready to win.
Yeah.
Like you can't really say that about some of those guys, I'd say, but he looks like he's full throttle, ready to just shove the gas down any team's throat, essentially. So
yeah,
I'm excited. Just for these younger guys, really. I think it's finally time for Embiid, Simmons to have that little bit of experience, 2-3 years now, hitting the playoffs. So I think somebody like Thibault is going to be more of a difference maker than anything.
Yeah,
I think with Thibault, like he's having a ton of fun down there. I mean, he's doing the YouTube vlogs, which are really, really cool. But like, this is like a big old AAU tournament for him. I mean, he's not married, he doesn't have kids, he's not worried about it. He's just there to play basketball. He's hanging out in these crazy nice hotels, doing YouTube vlogs, hanging out with his teammates. Like, he's probably, you look at like the scape of the NBA, guys like that are probably having the most fun, and they're probably going to play the hardest because it's literally like college basketball to them. They're just there to have fun.
I suppose it's more recent as well. Like, you look at some of the veterans that, if you want to play on that note, do have more concerns at home about COVID or more to be conservative of and to monitor. The younger guys that are maybe only a year, 2 years, 3 years removed from that AAU circuit or from the college bar, it's more like familiar, whereas if you've been in the league 6-7 years, you've gone to team after team after team, like it can be a little bit harder at times. And one of those men, I know we mentioned earlier today, very briefly, TJ McConnell. It hurt the first time seeing him for the Pacers against the Sixers, and you know, you never really want to see him do badly, but obviously you don't want to see him do well in this. But I suppose that the interesting part now for the Sixers on that note is that was a guy that played it amazingly in front of the home fans when he was here. There are no home fans now. There are no fans at all. The Sixers at home this season have been absolutely incredible at home, and on the road they weren't. We'll put it that way, that they weren't. What are we feeling about this lack of fans? Like, did they look okay in the exhibition games, do you think, kind of managing around that? Will they be able to adjust okay?
I think the starters, just, again, I didn't get to really watch the entirety of all those games, but when I watched, like, the starters look like they're ready to roll. Like, I know there's that running joke where Simmons said, like, there's no fans to boo us, like, type of deal where, like, maybe that could be a factor for lack of motivation. I don't know, but I think that starting five and then Horford really are ready to just, like I said, they're ready to rock and roll. They're ready to just play basketball. I don't think the fans, because it's not like it's every team essentially. It's not like there's any disadvantages. Everyone's in the same situation, and I think these guys are just I think they know what they're capable of. So
yeah,
it should be fun.
100%. So the teams are on the side of the court now. The anthem obviously being sung, and I'm expecting many to take a knee or make a gesture, and that's what we see. That's what you want to see. I think you're seeing that echoed in sports leagues throughout the world right now, trying to make a positive difference, to share their influence for the Black Lives Matter movement. And something that did go under the radar, I noticed in the transcripts that we get sent, was that Mike Scott has answered every question from the press by just saying that there's no justice for Breonna Taylor's murder yet. And like seeing that, where even that platform refusing to answer questions, and just by giving that response, like you're seeing people want to take that stand, and wearing some very powerful shirts today. It's nice to see that even when there's so much else going on in the world, that this remains constant. Like it has to remain constant right now as a focus for us all to move past it.
No, I agree, and that's a part of what I'm really appreciating across all sports is seeing this Black Lives Matter movement come to the forefront. And basketball, it's definitely taking a large precedence, but I'm loving the fact that even in hockey, like we're seeing it now too. And we were watching the MLS. There was a live stream that y'all did, and they started with all the players going out to the circle and like taking a knee and all that. And I think it's wonderful. I think it's fantastic. And when I saw those transcripts with Mike Scott answering questions like that, it was almost perfect. Like nothing that can be asked right now is that important. Than obviously the Breonna Taylor and justice for that. So that answer I have no problem with. I think that's fantastic, and I just really love that. Okay, if we're gonna have the focus on sports and it's hyper focused during a pandemic like this, then that kind of thing, those kind of social things need to be brought to the forefront. It's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the NBA as a whole has always been a league that has really pushed on the right side of equality, and we're still seeing that now, and it's a lot of the younger players as well wanting to use their platform for the better. Just a quick heads up then to Tomato Dudes, we won't be showing the game just because the copyright police will scream at us, and we don't want to lose our business. That's not fun. We will be bringing you, the idea is if you can find a stream, you watch along with us, you react with other Sixers fans, make some new friends, have a beer, and it's like being at the bar, which is something we all kind of can't do at the moment. But we are trying to get one more guest into the Zoom call, another one of our Sixers writers who's just got in the clutchest of moments, fitting in with clutch themes. Is he on? There he goes. Just in the nick of time. At the buzzer. Zach, how are you feeling, mate?
I'm feeling alright. Just got back.
Are you hungover at all?
Chick-fil-A?
Oh.
Not even a little bit. I had 2 beers last night.
They're
I
high.
think the whole best room, man.
See, I'm seeing David drink from a mug. I don't even have a cup of tea here, and I feel like I'm letting this. Me of all people, I'm letting the side down massively on that front now.
Super off topic real quick, because you had brought up Mike Scott with his press conference answers. I don't think he's playing tonight.
No, yeah.
Oh, really?
I think he got ruled out.
I don't think Scott. I saw someone else.
I think it was Scott and Robinson are both ruled out. And I knew
Robinson's
Robinson.
definitely not playing.
I didn't know Scott was hurt. That was kind of random.
I don't think Neto is active either. Did he get activated before the game, or
They might have acted. I'm gonna have to fact check it.
Yeah, so the game's officially underway. The first quarter, Sixers basketball is back, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we figure out if any of our streams are behind, but the Sixers get the first basket. Embiid may have got a free throw as well there, which is nice to see. Nice little early tone setter, but yeah, hopefully we don't have too much of a delay. That's the thing, because we find in the MLS streams that my streams often look like a little bit ahead. But pulled pork sandwich, there is a way to watch the game, man. If you search on Reddit NBA streams, there'll be something there for sure. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's Embiid's bucket. He got it in the end. A little bit of a longer process, but as always is the way, I think, with this sort of game. It's just...
That was Embiid's first bucket at, I think it was plus 450 if anybody bet his first bucket.
See, Ricky's like, he just sees the world in Matrix of like betting odds. It's amazing.
Ricky is a problem.
It's a problem.
See, the bad part was I saw him start tweeting about it, and I thought about it. I was like, maybe a little $10, and I would help.
But Sixers already 4-0. I said 4-0. I'm sorry. I meant 4-0. We'll go full American here. But I mean, how?
The nice thing about basketball is he won't be saying nil for long.
True. Oh, okay, a little bit of a turnover there. I mean, how important is a hot start in a game like this, though? Like, again, like in a team against Indiana where Oladipo is, just returning and it's a little bit kind of chemistry ridden.
I don't know where everyone else's stream is, but it's going pretty good so far.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
Where I'm caught up.
Do they not have a score on there, or is that just
They don't have one. I don't know why it's not there.
It's not just me.
Oh no, I can see a score on mine. It's 4-2. Oh, 6-2. Sorry, there you go.
All right, so yours was ahead of me.
I'll try not to play spoiler. I'll just go, oh, Ben Simmons. Nah, I'm joking. I just
Oh, if he pulls up, I'm gonna stand up and freak out.
Oh, it's gonna be wild. Jared's in the chat, love you, man. Tyler says he can't watch the game anywhere. There is a way. If you just Google NBA Reddit streams, you'll find a stream. Like, if you know where to look, we're not allowed to endorse anything. We'll get shouted at. But NBA Reddit is gonna be the place to go. Harris makes it 8-2. Big start for the Sixers. Very big start for the Sixers. So let's have a look and see how much of a hot start they can get off to here. It's looking good so far, as we said. Simmons working inside. Oh, unlucky there.
it's looking pretty comfortable so far. I'm pretty happy with everything that I'm seeing here.
Simmons drawing the foul there early as well. It's been smooth. They haven't looked like they've had a massive break. Those exhibition games have come in very helpful.
I think my favorite thing is how smooth Jay Rich has been defensively so far. I mean, I feel like he's just sliding in every nook and cranny just to disrupt whoever he's defending.
Oh, they're just flying right now. Absolutely flying. Looking at Jay Rich, I mean, that is... Oh, love that. Yeah, so Zach, your TV audio is coming through Zoom slightly. Hello, yeah, very slightly.
I'm hearing volume. Okay, here we go.
It's right. Sorry, you can turn it up. You can keep it up.
No worries. I'm all good here.
Oh, 10-4.
What was the last bucket you guys just saw? Because I think for me it was Tobias.
Yeah, that was the 8th point. Yes, that's the last one that I saw.
Oh, I'm at 10-4. Like, see, I don't know why I get better streams. I don't even live in your country and I get better streams.
So I'm considerably behind, but I'll give the delayed analysis.
Yes, you've got time to hear what's happening. Oh, okay, I got this.
You're like, hey, remember that time he did that? Yeah.
So far, though, it's been about as smooth as anyone could have asked for. What we'll do, guys, as well, is if you're in the live chat, we'll give away a PSN t-shirt. If you can guess the winner of the game and the team's leading scorer, we'll give away a t-shirt to one person who gets it right, okay? So, if you can put that in the chat, alright, we need to take screenshots and monitor this because we don't want any cheating going on. But if you can guess team's leading scorer and winner of the game, we'll give away a t-shirt. So all you've got to do, drop it in the chat, leave a like on the video, jobs are good. And I'm going to say, not that I can enter my own tournament, but I would go probably Embiid and a Sixers win.
I don't want to influence the voters too hard, but I'd lean towards Tobias. He's looked good the last couple of scrimmages.
If it's the 76ers and somebody says Al Horford, I'll throw in a mask.
Yeah, Ugly Ass Taco says Simmons. Stuart says SMH, we're not showing the game. If we could show the game, we would show the game, alright? It's not worth losing our channel over. If I could show it, I wouldn't just deprive you of it. I'm not that sadistic, okay? We've got it.
I want to just point out a really fun thing.
Actually, never come to YouTube.
Whoever may have noticed, Jakar Sampson just checked into the game for the Indiana Pacers.
Oh, wow.
Did he? I had no idea he was on the Pacers.
He used to be a Sixer, I believe.
He was a Sixer. He was a process Sixer for a while.
Heck yeah, he was. I think I wrote a Rewinding the Process on him, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he signed that hat that I have that Joel Embiid signed, and it's now worthless.
It was around, like, what, 2015-ish?
I guess-ish, maybe a little after.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess 15, 16, definitely, I think.
Yeah, it's all inside at the minute for the Sixers. All looking inside. And the Pacers already kind of forced into trying to work outside the paint and get some threes because there's nothing working. Which is what we've come to know and love, I guess, about this team, is that their interior defense has been so much better. I've also just clocked the names on the back of the jerseys. It's, you know, like Say Her Name and a lot of Black Lives Matter references there for different players. So nice to see that they've taken inspiration from other things. Like we saw the MLS do it and the Union do it not too long ago. So nice to see. Brett Brown looks like a referee though. Notice that.
Oh, I love coaches in polos.
Oh no, I don't know. But I'm a suit guy. I need like
he needs a red or a blue though. Liam's right. If he's wearing black or white, he will look like a ref.
But then if he wears black or white, it's just it could easily blend in.
Nate McMillan's power pose. Got a nice little like superhero stance going when he's on the sidelines.
Yeah, David's projection there of Harris being top scorer has literally influenced Tommy, who's just gone 76ers and Tobias Harris. So, if he's got a free t-shirt, David's paying for it, all right?
I mean, Tobias is like all over the basket, though, early on. So.
Oh, my. Joe Embiid just swatted a ball down at
I just saw that, too.
Yeah. All right, me and Ricky have got the same stream. That's good, right? There's two of us on the same wave. Give it about 10 seconds, and the other boys will go, whoa!
Real quick, something I've noticed just early on in the first couple minutes, a lot of high post action where they're either entering into Simmons first or they're entering into Embiid, and that's something a lot of people weren't sure was going to work. Can you post up both of them? Early on, it's working. They're posting up Simmons, he's dumping it down low to Embiid, or vice versa.
Love that. Like, see, that's the analysis we need. See, I can fit in with it. I can facilitate. I'll just play point guard and throw it around.
That's why I'm here.
I just saw that MV block, by the way, so I finally caught up to it.
Was it a little bit? It's a little bit flustery, isn't it?
It was a little bit of a spicy block, yeah, I'm not going to lie.
To Armando and Judgy Snoop are asking where they can watch the game. Just Google NBA streams on Reddit, alright? And we didn't advise this. We can't, if we keep advising it, we're going to get shouted at, alright? Just NBA streams, Reddit. Or if you're in England, I don't know how it works in America, but if you bet on the game with a bookmaker, you can watch it. So I'm just on my bookmaker. I showed it. Oh no, copyright. You can probably get away with it through that way as well. But so far though, it's a 14-11 lead in the first quarter to the 76ers. It just feels nice having basketball back and even saying that statement, to be honest. It's been a long time coming.
I just saw the MV block.
Just now?
Yeah.
What, are you watching it on DVR? Like, what do you mean?
Well, yeah, you know, if you have Xfinity, you can DVR the game, and that's where you can stream it from.
Eric's just watching like Eric's watching the game from 2017.
That is an option. No, I'm watching it. I can't say where I am, but yeah, it's running behind. It's all right. It's still 14-11.
Love that. Mule says, alright Liam, I'm doing alright mate, how about you? Love how the floor is cleared for photographers. See, I would say same until the point where we write post-game articles and need photos and there are no photographers taking the photos. It's all fun and games until you're trying to find images that don't exist. But yeah, they're definitely taking it very, very seriously. Alright, so Armando's got a link. We've still got 50 of you watching this stream. That's amazing. 20 likes so far. Let's see if we can push 30. Let's keep it going up. Alright, the better the Sixers do, let's keep it rising. Let's see if we can set a record. It's our first ever Sixers watch along. So hopefully we can make some impressive grounds today. And keep you guys coming back for more. We want to try and do as many of these as we can. Like maybe 1 or 2 a week depending on, you know, our schedules and what you guys want to see. Oh god, Hassan's back and he's going to shout at me a million times. Oi, Liam, isn't he? Okay. Hi, Hassan. We've missed that in watch-alongs. We've missed that. But
just real quick, I have a couple friends sending me Snapchats, so they're tuning into the streams. So shout out to Williamstown.
Love that. We stand wholesome content. Love to see it. It's alright, Hassan, I've seen your message, mate. You don't need to spam it. It's okay. I can see it. It's all good. PACERS, let's go. Oh, no. Oh, we can't be having that. But welcome, Kevin. It's okay. We're welcoming. It's brotherly love. You can watch with us. We're kidding. How are you feeling about the PACERS? And let's get another perspective. Like, how are you feeling about your team and Victor coming back and their chances this game? And we'll see what the response is. When am I going to do more videos? Every day. I'm doing videos every day.
Yeah, he does more videos than I've ever done.
Like, I don't stop. I post more YouTube videos and some people post Instagram stories. Let's not, you know.
Liam, it's not enough, man. Gotta get it.
I know. I mean, my body clock is mutilated.
But if you go on Google and you type in Sixers stream or something like, you'll find the game. I promise.
I keep sending it in the chat too.
Ricky.
That's my goal. I promise.
It wasn't me. That's another Ricky.
It was. Amanda says, shout out to London. Lots of love for you guys. Nah, I'm the only one here, though. I mean, you've still got all the Philly guys there that are representing the brand massively. Oh, God. Filippo said Simmons for 3. Have I missed that? Oh, God. Don't. I hope not. That's a shoey inbound. All right, so it hasn't happened yet. And he's just maybe hyping us up. Antoine says, my guess is Sixers and Josh Richardson. I like that. I know we're a big Josh Richardson hive here.
He has me blocked on Twitter.
Oh, we're all Josh Richardson fans except for David, who is actively.
It is what it is.
Oh, Horford's in the game,
David,
which is fun.
With my little bit of playoff tweeting that I did last year, I managed to get blocked by Torrey Holt.
No.
I don't think I've been blocked by a player yet. I don't want to jinx
It's kind
it.
of a fun game to play. Like, who's the most famous person you've been blocked by? I was blocked by Torrey Holt and Josina Anderson in the same fell swoop.
See, Josina's a good one. That was a good one to get blocked by.
Yeah, I hear it's not that hard though. Like, I wanted a challenge, so.
5 minutes to go in the first quarter so far. I thought Horford was going to pull up a 3 then. And, oh, that's got messy. Let's not do that again.
Yeah, we've started to get a little sloppy here.
We saw that in exhibitions though, right? Like the second the starters come out, it all just kind of gets a little bit ropes for about 5 minutes.
Well, that's the problem that I'll have with the Sixers during this run is the bench. It's not what it was clearly last year. I know that's an understatement of the year. So I'll listen to the radio and I'll hear people say, "Here's my predictions for the Sixers." I like them. Obviously that's my team. I don't see them doing even what they did last year. So that's just kind of my take. I think they probably will be a first or second round out, and it's mostly because of the bench. We have a great starting 5, I think. Just the bench isn't there.
Yeah, and it all depends on the matchup that they get in the playoffs. I mean, I think it's very small, slim to none chances that they would get out in the first round at this point. If you're talking to me 6 months ago, I would think there's a higher chance. But
fair.
I mean, I really feel like if they end up playing, I think their most likely matchups are Boston or Miami. Maybe they have an issue with Boston. They didn't really so far this year. Miami, I don't think they'll have a problem with Miami. I think Miami will take them, 6, maybe 7 games, but I think that the Sixers will still come out on top.
Yeah, talking of that,
I think there's going to be a team where it's like last year's, Brooklyn Nets. That was like, we should have swept them. It's not going to be anything like that going on.
Nah, I mean, although,
it's
minor
tough to
quibble.
sweep a team. It really is. I mean, no matter how bad they are, it's tough to. I mean, if you go 5, I mean, as long as you don't go 6 or 7, you're fine. But unless you're a 1 versus an 8, it's really tough to sweep a team.
Yeah, minor quibble though in this game. Sixers have gone from leading to down 20-14 in the blink of an eye. So we said it got sloppy. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the food on this stream that has been consumed would be less sloppy than that play, because that was a bit bad. The second,
startles me a little bit to see the team lead by 6 points, and next thing you know, you turn away to type in a few comments in the live stream, and now we're down by 6. I'm just baffled by it right now.
I think kind of building off Eric's previous point with the bench, I actually think our bench is a little bit deeper this year than it was last year, but I think one of the biggest problems is they expect Al Horford to come in and be this rock offensively and defensively, so just now, like we saw to start the game, they were just dumping it to Embiid down low. It was just Simmons and Embiid, easy layup, put back layup. Then they bring Horford in, and they're like, all right, do the same thing. Well, he can't. He's not Embiid. So they throw in Horford out there, and they're like, all right, like be the rock, be that middleman, be a rim protector, and he's just not any of that. And like, it sounds like I'm bashing on the poor guy again. It's not entirely his fault, but the role they put him in is just not something he can achieve at this point in his career.
Yeah, just really quickly, the chat has descended into absolute chaos at this point. I don't really know what's going on. So guys, tone it back, or I'll just put you all in timeout and we can have the wholesome content. All right, let's just relax. I don't know what is going on here. It's just, and then Luther says Sixers are playing as though the rim projection is there. That's an adjustment Brown has to pick up on. That's interesting. Maybe. I mean, they're about to start another, I would say, phase of play or resumption after the timeout. But yeah, down 6 points. We'll see if Simmons and co return to the floor. But TJ Warren is 12 points, 5 for 5 at this point.
With this dude, he always goes off against us. It's ridiculous.
Where's that come from? Is this always a thing?
Yeah, he cooked us. It was at some point this season. He dropped like 30 something on us.
Yeah, we're gonna start. I'm gonna start modding the chat, guys. Hassan, I don't know who the fastest NFL player did race on NFL pitch with ball. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But let's just watch the game. Okay, this is just the most. Oh, it's all gone wrong.
Everybody knows it's Carell Buckholder.
Yeah, I think Warren just hit another one.
This community was so wild.
Yeah, no, it's definitely gone wide. Oh god, and that's another 3 attempted by Korkmaz, but no good. So my bet's looking fantastic. And that might be, 24-14. Oh dear.
We'll be all right.
This is really the time that Embiid should be in, because the Pacers are going with a small lineup, and you could easily just dunk it down. I mean, even if you give it down to Horford, you'd be effective to a degree, but you have to work it down in the post. Ben Simmons is having a little bit of trouble against T.J. Warren, which is a little bit surprising because he's not known for his defense. But
this is where we need Horford to be Boston Al Horford. This is a small lineup right now, and Embiid needs his break. Like, Horford, bang down low. Like, use your size, use your post moves. Like, this is what we signed him to do, to be that enforcer when Embiid's off the court.
It looks like they're just trying to get Ben Simmons going, but it's just doing the same thing, and it's just an exercise in failure.
Yeah, although, I think Richardson's just got if that might have been Richardson, I think. Got a bucket, yeah. Sorry. No, I tell a lie. I think that was Tobias with hair. I think that was my confusion there. I forget. These quarantine haircuts have got me. I mean, I had a man bun. It got wildly out of control. I am not the person to talk about this. But yeah, Tobias with hair confused me there for a second.
It is tough to recognize him, especially without the headband.
That's
usually
what you look for. Hairline is
nice.
Maybe they just needed that break in momentum. Like, all it takes is kind of one to buck the trend and hopefully go from there. But still, 24-17 in the first quarter at the moment. If you're just joining us, again, if you want to stream, Reddit is the place to go. Aaron Cavish says they've got to get Korkmaz out of there. He's getting torched. It's definitely not been a good start. But then, I don't know. It's like the second that you pulled the starters, it all derailed very quickly. And referee Brett Brown is looking furious, and understandably so at this point.
Yeah, I think, what were they, on a 17-0 run until that Tobias passed?
Something like that, yeah.
You know, and it's not even that they pulled all the starters. It's just that they yanked Embiid, and it just ascended into chaos where they have no flow in the offense, which shouldn't happen, but here we are.
Yeah, Korkmaz for three. No, oh god. At least he's going to hit one eventually, right? The way he's going. I mean, that's good. Throw enough.
He got out beyond the arc, though, so he's got 3 shots.
Oh, I love to see it.
I don't know if Steve's in the chat still, but Steve, I just want you to know that you should always listen to me.
Why? What? Go on. What have you done?
He's texting me about the Twins.
Well, are they winning, or is your bet looking
good? I said there'd be no runs in the first inning, and he was telling me I was going to be wrong, and you know what Steve gets. He's a little pest, and he likes to bust balls.
So,
he's a San Jose Sharks fan, and I had to eat that from Steve when the Flyers lost to him. I know.
So we had 2 messages there saying, "Oh, we're back and you can't contain me." So what I did there was contain them and block them. So that went well. That was a good run of form from them. Is Ben Simmons going to make a 3 tonight? Austin, we hope so, but we've got wagers on. If Ben Simmons hits a 3, I'm doing a shoey and Eric's doing a hat trick. So we are... I hope he doesn't let me down though and just like flick it in the air and go, "Way, hat trick." Like, I'm expecting a full send hat trick.
It's a full send. It's going that way.
Alright, okay, love to see it. The Sixers back in it though, Embiid's back on the floor. Sloppy giveaway there though, and that's probably, that was...
Is that TJ? Yeah.
God, I thought it was TJ coming spearing up in his typical underdog sense, bless him. Oh, Tobias with a 3, hello.
I'll likely do the hat trick so delayed though, so you guys will say that he made it. I won't believe you. And then 4 minutes later,
save it for happy hour, mate. Save it for happy hour next week, alright? It'll be fine. Anyone else's audio out? I think it's probably my MacBook might catch fire. But as of right now, Sixers getting back into this one, or at least trying to. It's 28-23.
As soon as Embiid came back in, their lead kind of got smaller. So I'm hoping, listen, they gotta do better. It has to be better without, Embiid can't be the glue that holds the team together because he's not going to be out on the court the entire time. I need more out of Horford, and that's where a lot of money with the Horford this year.
I mean, Embiid's so
far. You can't have that steep of a drop off. I mean, we're talking about a player
who is so dominant on both sides, like Joel Embiid, to go from that to. And Horford, when he plays like himself, he's beyond serviceable. He's just not playing like himself.
Let's get the rebound back, okay. Yeah, that was a bad inbound by Embiid. I'm probably late to the party on that.
You're really far behind.
It's fine. It's fine, don't worry.
I mean, Embiid so far has got 4 rebounds, an assist, a block, and a steal. And 6 points. So he's doing again, gluing the entire team together right now. He's on an absolute mission. As for Al Horford, let's just not go
back in, I believe.
Yeah, it's all just got. Oh, hang on. Let me saying it. Is that going to be 2? No. Right. See, it's just mad how the game changes so much once Embiid's back in. Like, it really is. It's like night and day. Has anyone seen Stibble's YouTube channel? We have. We love it. It's outstanding, Connie. Welcome to the stream, Connie. I know you're in for every watch along, whether it's Union, Phillies, Sixers. Love to see it. Ben Jackson says, come on, man. I don't know if he's on about me or Al Horford or Josh Ritt. I don't know. But he's fired up. Al Horford did something. Well done, Al.
Yeah. Horford, yeah.
Okay, maybe not Al Horford.
Right, I'm going to quickly go get some lunch a second. Bear with me. You've all had wings and it's made me super hungry.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, David, I think you talked about it earlier, but I don't understand just how TJ Warren plays so well against us every single time.
I think there was a trade. I can't remember if it was this year or last year. I think it was last year where they actually offered him to us for like a 2nd-round pick, and we said no. I don't know why. Kind of hurt.
Yeah, that might have been when he was with Phoenix.
I think he just plays with like an eternal rage against us, and
he's to be fair, TJ Warren really wasn't that good.
No, he wasn't
for a while. Like, he could always score, but up until this year, honestly, he's impressed me a lot because he just has expanded his whole entire game, and kind of like Tobias Harris, he's become serviceable on defense, and it's just changed his entire
value. A lot of it is with Oladipo being out, they need somebody to shoot the ball, and he's just kind of become that guy.
Definitely.
For some reason, we don't play defense on him. You know what? He's gonna
there's a free for him. Okay.
I'm not sure how far you guys are behind, but you're about to get some more classic TJ McConnell, and then 19th point out of Warren. So.
I think that's what I just saw, was that 3-pointer.
Are we at, is that 27-30 score?
That's where I'm at. I'm at 30. TJ just scored.
Okay. Wait, I saw McConnell steal.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right.
Austin's asking if Simmons even looked like he's trying to get open for a 3. From what I've seen, I don't think he's even gone usually to the corner where he'll go. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's just been playing. He's been playing high post the whole night.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. Mostly post and mostly a feed from Horford, because I mean, he's not on the court when Embiid is right now. Or maybe he is, but when I saw my feed, he wasn't.
Yeah, just for the start of the game he was, and then once Embiid came out, they started staggering him.
Early in the game they were running a lot of highs and lows, which was working. But then they started running Simmons as the low guy, which wasn't really working. Which, you know, it's an experiment. He hasn't really played that position since being drafted, so it might take some time.
B just went down hard. He's all right though.
Yeah, the Sixers cannot afford to lose Embiid for any time at all.
Yeah, that's
I'm not too worried about the regular season if he wants to take some. I know everyone loves to freak out about that. I don't mind him resting up. During the playoffs, he's got to play.
What I mean.
Well, yeah, it's different between rest or a fractured orbital or something like that. Oh, yeah, Ricky, I just saw what you were talking about. He bounced back up, but it looked like
it looked like it hurt. But it's also probably because he's like 7'2".
Well, he flopped and then he landed, and it looked like he hit his head on the court, but.
So something we talked about before the game started was Shake Milton, and they haven't really used him a ton up until now, where they kind of started getting that pick and roll running a little bit. that's something to keep an eye on because obviously they used him a lot before the league shut down.
I just saw the Embiid flub. Just now saw it.
Right as they were going to commercial break, it looked like Shake was going at it with someone.
I like it. I don't care who it is. I just like the attitude.
That Embiid flop. The dude's a goofball. What's he doing?
Like It's like oh my god. It looked like the physics were completely off on like a WWE game. It was
He's going at it with
that
Embiid.
like guy made you do a whole 180 or 360 in midair.
After a quarter, it looks like we got Embiid with 9 points. Horford has 3, Korkmaz with 3, and Tobias leads the team with 10. So
I told y'all.
no, he looks like he wants it early. So
He's on track. I think 29 points isn't bad for Philly. Giving up 35 is obviously too many, especially considering Indiana's depth.
it was Embiid and Shake going at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
Oh
weird.
wow! I just saw
Yeah,
like,
Embiid said something to Shake, and Shake didn't like it, and he came right back.
All right, Shake. Dude gets
I like that from
God,
Shake,
he starts
though.
yelling at people.
I mean, I like him standing up for himself, definitely. I think that is...
Mm-hmm. No, because clearly their pick and roll wasn't really fluid, so there's probably some miscommunication on where Shake wants Embiid and vice versa.
Hello.
Yeah, Liam, you missed it. Shake was yelling at Embiid, man.
Oh, really?
They're going at it.
Yeah.
A little bit of going at it.
Why?
They weren't playing well together, I guess.
Oh. See, this is what happens when I leave the court, you know?
Yeah,
The team
whole
falls
team
apart.
just falls apart.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. But, I mean, good news is only down by 3. So that's progress, right?
Yeah, I was just saying, all things considered, I mean, 29 points in the first half isn't bad at all. Especially you had that disgusting stretch kind of, midway through the quarter. But hopefully we see some more Simmons and Embiid sets in the second quarter because that was cruising to start the game.
Yeah, the defensive intensity should pick up too. And hopefully Indiana, their shots aren't falling like they were. It was mostly the second half of the first quarter that their offense really started clicking because to start out the game, the Sixers were just dominant.
Yeah, it was a lot of open shots for
It
the
just
Indians.
stopped. Yeah.
I've
Not
seen
a lot of contested looks.
Austin there saying, does Simmons even look like he's trying to get open to make a 3? Not that I've seen. But he hasn't been played in that role, though, so it could be a schematic thing. Like, he hasn't looked like he's going to be in a position to make a 3. So it's not... I don't know. Like, it's a weird one with Ben Simmons, isn't it? Because he's so not, I suppose, used to it or being used in that way that if you suddenly draw it up differently... And I suppose in an exhibition game you can get away with that risk, right? So...
No, I think it's schematic. Like, they want to use the Pacers' lack of size tonight. They want Simmons to play down low as opposed to on the perimeter, which is understandable.
like jokes aside, like I'd rather, unless the opportunity's there, I'd rather him not force it or force himself to feel like he has to.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%.
I mean, him sitting out in the corner only helps the team so much,
Right. Oh, just look at that. I just got the box score through from Sixers PR. Right, let's have a look. See if there's any oddities.
Expected.
So, Harris played 9 minutes 46. It's interesting.
Yeah, those are the 2 new ones.
And the guys that are out then, so that aren't going to play today, so Alec Burks, Neto, Kylo Quinn, Norvell Powell and Shayok, which I suppose is all predictable outside of Scott, who what appears to be a late scratch, I suppose, or something that people aren't seeing. But yeah, so far, so Harris leads the team in scoring with 10, Embiid on 9. Everyone's on I mean, Korkmaz is on a minus 11, which is not good.
Not good. That's not good at all.
I know we're only a quarter in, so it's, you don't want to go too much. But inactive 6, yeah, so Robinson is out with an injury and Scott, right knee soreness.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't really talked about at all earlier in the week, but here we are. But I guess Neto's active, so that's good news, right? Oh, he's in.
Honest question. Would you rather have Neto or Burke?
Would I rather? Okay, I gotta explain this debate.
Oh no, he's been waiting for this.
Talent-wise, Trey Burke is a better player. But he was whining about, like, his dad went on that, like, Instagram rant. Yeah. And when you're talking third-string point guard, you don't want someone who's whining about their minutes. Like, in the perfect world, neither of them ever see the court. It's like,
how much did he have to say about his minutes, though? Because it really was his dad.
I think there was reports of him coming out and being like, yeah, like, I want to play. Like, you would see him. He never looked like he was, maybe I'm reading way too deep into it, but, like, he never looked like he wanted to be there. Like, I think he signed. I think they told him he was going to get this really good role. They brought him in. He was splitting minutes with Neto, and then they went and traded for Alec Burks, and he was just like, I don't want to be here anymore. That's fine. Get him out. Like, it's not. People acted like it was this crazy decision and malpractice. It's like, he's a backup point guard. If he wants minutes somewhere else, go.
No, you're right about that.
Yeah, and on that note, I mean, his replacements, Alec Burks came in and hit a 3 to start the second quarter. So, I mean, talk about sort of moving on.
Yeah, and that's the real debate. Like, would you rather have Alec Burks as your backup point guard or Trey Burke? Well, Alec Burks, of course. Like, that's a no-brainer. Oh, Indy's playing some zone now.
Ooh, 5 over 3.
It looks smooth.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Matisse barely played in the first quarter as well. He only played 2 minutes.
Yeah, that could easily explain some of the defensive issues that they had.
One, I think we could see maybe his and Korkmaz's minutes start to flip if Korkmaz keeps playing the way he did in the first quarter.
So checking in on the chat, Ugly Ass Taco says, let's get that 4th seed. Love it. Shake seems angry, says Luther. I mean, it might help his play, to be fair, if he does still stay a little bit pissed off when not seeing the court.
Zach, how are we feeling about the Sixers' zone offense thus far?
You know, they really just kind of look lost when they're not running it through Embiid or Harris. I'm seeing a lot of the same issues with Ben Simmons that we kind of saw during the playoffs. I mean, not in the sense of when they gave the ball to Butler and they just kind of put him in the corner, but it just kind of looks like they don't know what to do with him, how to run the offense through him, and it's a little disconcerting because it really should just be as easy as running the pick and roll with Simmons. I mean, he's not really a post specialist.
No, they've just tied the game up, though, and Embiid looked noticeably fired up. So whatever verbiage was had between him and Shake Milton seems to have spurred something.
Yeah, sometimes it's good, you know? Sometimes it's needed.
It's kind of as soon as I saw that Milton kind of had to be held back a little bit, I was like, yeah, this is good. Good for the team.
You know, it's just like that toxic relation. It's like it's toxic enough to keep it fun, but never enough to be malicious. And just, you know, gotta keep each other going.
I mean, yeah, a real family argues, you know, it's there's nothing wrong with, you know, getting at each other now and again. You know, it's the kind of, when you start calling out your teammates to a reporter under an anonymous name, you know, that's the kind of stuff that is a little bit suspect.
Yeah, Sixers started out the second quarter with an 11-5 run. Score update, Kai, welcome to the stream, mate. It's currently 40-40 with 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. I would keep updating the score manually if I could. Think I might get arthritis though, so I need to work on that for next stream, whether I can like screen grab something from another website. But as of right now, tied at 40, 9 minutes to go in the second quarter, and you just don't want to see it slip away when Embiid goes and sits out for a bit again.
Yeah, I mean, they picked up the energy. It was really that simple. I mean, they're more talented than Indy. It's just about matching the energy.
I love that one. Such a statement. It slams the cup down after. It's like, no, better team than Indy. Bang.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that just by looking at the numbers and the splits alone. And honestly, on paper, I mean, I think a lot of teams would look at the Sixers and say they're more talented, but to echo exactly what Dave said, on paper doesn't, you know, put intensity on the board. So that's what we're looking for. And I just caught up to the 40-40. I think I'm about 30 seconds behind you guys.
I'm probably like 20. I'm a little bit delayed.
I don't know how I've got the best stream of anyone. It really blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching on live TV, and you're keeping pace with me, especially for being. Usually, streams always have that little bit of delay.
Yeah.
It's the perks of being a gambling degenerate, mate. It comes with the territory, you know. We need to be up to the second.
That's
If you gamble, you get the best streams. I get it.
Look at that. It's beautiful.
I need to start gambling. That's what I've learned today.
We do not encourage it in any way. Never.
Ricky.
Good word. I just put my picks out there and hope they're right.
Ricky's like, no, we don't endorse it as Control Alt Delete YouTube channel.
But with that Twins 0 runs in the first inning, I'm up to 16 in a row. So if anybody likes to bet, you know my Twitter.
Jesus.
16 in a row.
So if you'd have rolled $10, 16 in a mate, that's wild.
I might shoot you a text after the stream, I got.
David hitting him with the "you up" text, just like straight. Like, you up? There's some late baseball on here in play that I reckon looking a bit juicy.
You got anything on the Penguins and Habs tonight?
Yeah, I have Crosby recording a point and Penguins win. It was odds boosted to like plus 150, I think. So.
Okay, wait, for Crosby recorded a point, it was 150?
Well, Crosby records a point and the Penguins win in the same.
Okay.
Yeah, combo.
I mean, that's fair. I do have the Penguins winning that series, and Crosby, I would guess, would record a point just about every game. Honestly, I mean, an assist is all he needs.
I think I saw he has like 60 points in 40 career games against them. Is kind of why.
Yeah, he has a really good points per game or whatever, average points per game against them.
Now, Ugly Ass Saka there says, I think Embiid will be gone this offseason if they don't make the conference finals. No?
I think Al Horford will be gone this offseason. They don't make the conference.
I think Al Horford will be gone no matter what.
Yeah.
I think they can dump him. He's
What if, though, it gets to conference finals and Horford does a Kawhi and hits a buzzer beater 3, right? Would you keep him?
Key to the city.
I think it's a thank you for hitting that 3, but you're still gone, pal. I've been moved.
I don't know, because I think they might double down and be like, look, like playoff Al Horford, like we got to keep him for another year. Like they might. I don't know, because Elton Brand, man.
Well, yeah. So here's the thing though, is that he would have to play the rest of the game like Kawhi too, because otherwise you're talking about more like a Steve Kerr kind of. We're not paying Steve Kerr, $30 million. So it really depends on, like, if he makes a play like that, sure it helps, but he has to play well the rest of the time too.
Talking about a Christian Leitner at best.
Man, it's looking
Do you think Brett Brown's playing Neto tonight solely to be like, hey, look how good he is, we didn't need Trey Burke?
I think he's still just trying to rest some of his guys as much as he can. I mean, there's like a little bit of a depth issue just with, a couple of the lingering injuries. So just to make sure he doesn't gas his guys. I think that's the only reason that Neto's out there.
I didn't know if there was some conspiracy.
Rock Hussein says, are you guys showing the game or just reactions? Unfortunately, it is just our delicate tones today. Like, again, if we could show the game, mate, we would. But we don't have the broadcasting rights and would get shouted at heavily and probably lose my business. And you don't want to see me homeless. In fact, if you do, fair enough, but it's not happening tonight. But we'll do our best to keep you updated as much as we can. 44-40 to the Sixers. They're actually back in control of the game now. Shock when the starters are on the court. I say that and Al Horford's just trudged out. And, I give it about 5 minutes until we start ranting again.
Brett looks angry. My man's intense.
He should be, man. I think his job's on the line.
Well, was it Brett or the ref that looked angry? Which one?
The same person.
The ref's just fuming. Like, whoa!
I remember, so when I played basketball in high school, we went to this one school. I played at like the private school circuit. And it was this like Egg Harbor Township, and we went to this school, and the ref was literally their head coach. Like he was pulling double duty. Like he was both the head ref and the head coach. And like me and my boys were just screaming the entire time. It's like, yeah, every single call is going his team's way.
That's so bad.
Right, yeah.
Jeez.
Isn't it? I mean, how is that legal though? Like,
we were a homeschool basketball team, so it was technically a scrimmage, so nobody cared.
fair.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Tobias Harris is looking really good. So I say that I didn't show any replay of a turnover.
I did not see a play that matched that.
No, literally, like, as I said that was the most commentator's cursing imaginable. Like, the second I said that, wasn't good.
No, honestly, though, he's been great, and it's so important how he is off the court along with how he's been on the court. I mean, the way he played that last scrimmage was unbelievable. So if he can keep up, if he can just be a consistent shooter, I don't need him to get 30, but as long as he shoots a good percentage, I'm fine with it. That's our third star right there.
You know who Tobias reminds me of in terms of Eagles players? He gives me serious Malcolm Jenkins vibes, where he's never going to be your Fletcher Cox or your Carson Wentz, but he's kind of on the sideline. I'm going to be consistently good every single game. And then off the court, I mean, the dude's been insane off the court. Like, he's so great for our city. Like, he's the Sixers version of Malcolm Jenkins. And, like, Malcolm Jenkins helped them win a Super Bowl. So, like, if Tobias can play up to that standard, we're going to be talking about him in a very different light in a couple years.
Yeah, I mean, I just noticed in the YouTube comments there as well. Rocky was saying, should have cut Mikal Bridges. Smith is a waste. I mean, we're looking back at that now, and what we've seen from both players so far.
Until he plays.
That's what I mean. It's a weird one, right? I mean, like, surely if you revisit that in about a year or two, it'd be a bit fairer to say. Like, it's obviously recency bias because of what Bridges has done.
I mean, it's tough because, like, Zare's situation is so, bizarre and traumatic.
Yeah.
Like, being in the hospital for almost a year, it's really impossible to grade him.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, we all wish he was out there playing and putting up Michael Bridges numbers. But, yeah, you really can't formulate an opinion on him because he hasn't actually played in the NBA yet.
Oh, Al Horford's annoying me. Do you know what? I haven't even watched that much Sixers basketball this year. Al Horford's annoyed me within about 60 seconds of being on the court.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right, make that get him off. Like, honestly, that look, there's about a 10-second spree coming. Oh, God.
$100+ million right there.
I just don't know why he's all the way out of the...
Yeah, literally, I was thinking, surely that's not on.
He just, like, he doesn't have, like, I don't know, like, foot speed, I guess. Like, his feet aren't... Like, you just see he's, like, outmatched out there. I don't know what they're...
He kind of looks like Tim Duncan without the skill.
So...
Grim Duncan.
Yeah, without all the skill.
It was not that good.
It's like in Space Jam when, like, the aliens took
I mean, score update, it's 45-44 to the Pacers at the moment. Blake says, how's Ben Simmons playing in the PF role? I mean, not bad. Not bad. I mean, at the end of the first quarter, he was on there for 8 minutes, went 2 for 5 from the floor, 4 points, and an assist, and that was about it, really. But it was quiet, but consistent, which is kind of what you see from Ben most days. I think, like,
yeah, it wasn't as dominant as his exhibition games where he was just running up and down the court, dunking on everybody. He's kind of yet to get going. But again, I think a lot of that's schematic right now. The Sixers are trying to play bully ball. It just hasn't really formulated just yet.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a tough time beating down T.J. Warren in the post because that's been the plan. It's just to match him up down low and, use the height and athleticism advantage. But again, like I said, Warren is not the horrible defender that he's been in the past. I mean, the fact that he can defend serviceably is enough to make a difference that he's given Ben Simmons a little bit of trouble.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a very new role for Ben. I mean, like, these next 8 games are going to see, can he post up consistently against, above average defenders and strong players like Warren. I mean, he's built strong, so like, can Simmons use his body in a different way as opposed to just, head down and attacking every play.
See, Steve says, what did we do to Al?
Steve out of the chat. Kick him out now.
Okay, should we just put him in timeout? Put him in timeout. All right. Well, Steve, it's not my fault, mate. We're just gonna. Sorry.
I tried so hard to buy into the Horford signing. He's just not good anymore. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Well, dude, like, one of your first, like, I think it was one of your first Sixers pieces at all was like praising Horford and the job he did in the first game against the Celtics.
He was great in the first game.
It was just all downhill.
I think I remember that, yeah.
he balled out against the Suns like a few days later. He dropped like 30 something, and I was like, "Yo, fantastic!" And then just from there, it's just like I don't. It's not my fault.
It's not my fault.
Like, people blame me on Twitter sometimes. They're like, "Dave, you're so hard on him. That's why he's bad." I was like, "He's not reading."
That's why he's bad. Yeah.
He just literally.
Your tweets and then he goes crouch in his chair.
Josh
That's why he's
Richardson
bad.
reads my tweets, but I don't think Horford.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Richardson's the one that's blocked you and not Horford.
Look, I know what I said about.
I don't think Horford knows how to work the Twitter machine, man. I think Horford's just like, doing this to his phone, trying to read it, like.
Blake McLaughlin, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I'm really sorry if I'm not, says, what team in the East are you all most worried about matching up with? Is this where we just say Boston despite the fact they took Al Horford from them and that everything's fine?
I mean, if we're talking about the first round, then it's Boston. I mean, overall, it's Milwaukee. I mean, obviously, Christmas was fantastic.
Oh, that was,
It was an absolutely fantastic game. To expect that in a 7-game series is a little bit much. But again, talking first round, it's Boston because until Ben Simmons, really shows in the postseason, which is a whole different game, that he can figure out Brad Stevens, I'm going to have my concerns about them.
Have you guys seen the score of the Clippers-Pelicans game right now?
No.
I don't know.
The Clippers are up like 1 million points.
Yeah.
Like 30 plus. They're just killing them.
I was going to say, I watched a bit of it last night, and it seemed that Zion would come off every 3 minutes.
They're up 39 in the fourth quarter right now.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if JJ is going to continue his
That was so sad. It's like it's a goofy streak. How many times he's made the playoffs?
Oh, is that an Al Horford? Oh, get him off! Like, honestly, I'm just discovering the pain of Al Horford, and it's like, when you play NBA with like friends online on like, I can't remember what the mode is, but we're all on the same team, and there's the one guy that embarrasses everyone, and it's just dreadful, and everyone else is all right. I'm that guy, and I relate to Al Horford a lot right now.
Liam's starting to understand why I've written 15 articles.
Yeah, literally. I mean, so I keep up with the Flyers more than the Sixers. But in the times I've watched, I don't think, maybe it's just a bad span of games that Horford's been alright, but this is not one of those games.
If you had to compare Al Horford to an Eagles player, would you compare him to Nelson Aguilar or Orlando Scandrick?
He's not really
Scandrick. He's not.
No. He would be 100% Byron Maxwell. Dumbass contract, and it's terrible.
Yeah, Byron Maxwell is absolutely the right answer.
I was even thinking,
Marco Murray's another half bad one.
Oh, David froze.
In the best facial expression.
This is a screenshot. That's great. It's awesome.
I just want it to stay forever. I can't stop looking at it. That's amazing. I'm taking a screenshot. It just needs to be. Oh no! The second I went to do the screenshot.
Oh, David, your face changed. It froze for a second. It was great.
Wait, what happened?
Your face froze.
I see it on the stream now. I was freaking out.
Mate. Oh yeah, no, I'll go back and watch it after and find it. That was like, that was amazing.
Totally worth it.
You're gonna tweet that out, aren't you?
Yeah, if someone can screenshot that or has one and can tweet us, just at Philadelphia SN, we will proudly retweet it because that was a stream, an iconic stream moment so far.
Caption it, me ranting about Al Horford.
Just literally just let no one at all. Dave, the second anyone mentions Al Horford, just like playing up.
I'll send it to Josh Richardson since I'm not blocked by him.
Sixers, update though. Sixers down by 5 at the minute, which is...
I'm behind. Alright. Well, still behind.
I'm behind again.
For God's sake, they're just showing close-ups of just Al Horford being an idiot. I hate this.
Horford's like trying to drink from the wrong side of the water bottle, like...
Al Horford's bio on
Can't
Tinder.
stop TJ Warren tonight.
Nah, is he going off again? I'll get the stats for you when it's the end of the second quarter, but
Well, he's got 24 points, and I got 3:21 left on my clock.
Going for 50.
Yeah, I have 5:20 left on my clock. So far away.
Matt comes in saying he streams when he wants, Liam Jenkins, he streams. Look, I'm streaming as well after this, alright? The grind doesn't stop. I promise there'll be a Twitch stream after this as well. Alright, we'll go over and we'll probably do some NCAA or some iRacing or something. Providing Al Horford doesn't send me into a meltdown, which at this rate is looking very, very likely, it has to be said.
Look, if
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, is Zach just caught up to it?
Oh, Horford did something.
No, it's not Horford, it's the refs.
Okay.
They're not giving Shake anything tonight.
Oh, there's another Pacers 3. Brilliant.
That's
Guess who it was, Bob? It's TJ. I don't remember TJ Warren always being this good.
he's not.
He wasn't.
Oh.
He wasn't.
It's a very recent.
He's done it again!
Looks like they have Simmons running the point now.
Oh my god, get him off! Like, that's not... Stop it, he's on 29 points.
Yeah, Warren just owning us. I think he has like 30. Oh, 29. 29.
Unreal.
Yeah, Shake is not in a good mood tonight.
Yeah,
No, he has reason to be upset. So
I saw the foul. Like, yeah, that's come on.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Oh, I don't like this. How has it gone from...
3-2.
How has it just gone to like a 9-point lead? Well, obviously TJ Warren is the answer, but...
It's just electric.
If I'm Indiana, I'm trading him this offseason because his value will never be higher, and he's not going to help you win a championship.
We can get an Al. Make that
Article tomorrow.
Well, that's a block. Interesting.
This is the fake
I can't
netball
figure
one, Matt.
these refs out. They're all over the place.
Yeah, I mean Ben's from the line at the moment, but he looked. Is it just me? He looked a little bit uncomfortable before that shot. I mean, he missed it, but normally there's this like cerebral kind of look in his eye. He just see. Maybe it's the hair. Maybe it's the hair making him look a bit more like innocent. I don't know, but it just didn't look as like nasty. Like it wasn't nasty headband, Ben.
Talking about Harris?
No, Simmons.
Simmons kind of, to me, seems like a little bit defeated. Like, he just seems like it's not going his way, and he's kind of out of it. Like, I kind of have that feeling a lot about Simmons, and I'm always on the outside looking in. But, like, Simmons, he's always stoic, and I don't know how to read him.
No, that's probably the best word for it. That's what I mean then. Like, it just didn't look... It wasn't comfortable at the 3-3 line. And I know you see a lot of players that do look relatively, like, tame and sort of just the same routine, but that was just almost like a... like a deflated kind of... it was really odd. That's the first time I've noticed it. But I'll keep an eye.
I'm sure they're probably frustrated. I mean, there's a lot of hype about them, and they're kind of getting waxed right now to start off. I mean, Indy's on pace for close to 70 points in the first half. That's not great.
Indy's
Yeah,
on
and he
pace.
was just defending Warren, who splashed a 3 right in his face. I'm sure he doesn't really care for that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Warren's giving him the work, which is,
And Richardson's shooting fadeaway turnaround shots. So it's just, it's great.
I'm sure you can tell with my face. I'm trying not to say anything because I know you guys are behind, but my facial expressions are kind of giving things away.
Yeah, I'm guessing it doesn't get better from where I'm at right now.
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to sit here and figure out, like, how much. I was going to ask you guys, how much do you think Oladipo, like, means for this Pacers team? It's not even just now, just going into the playoffs. So you think it gives them, like, how much better of a chance you think it gives them?
I mean, he's their best player by a considerable margin. He's just not. He's not 100%. I guess he's healthy. He's not in basketball shape right now. So I mean, they could get better from here on as Oladipo starts to ramp up.
I still don't think that they're making it out of the first round. I don't see how they beat Boston, Toronto.
Neither do I. But they could give him a tough 6-game, 7-game series.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they could give Miami a little run for their money. I feel like Toronto would blow them out of the water.
Yeah, Toronto's too well coached.
Yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to.
I'm just still annoyed that we were all so deflated that we overlooked David's pun of Indiana are on pace. And that is criminal. Absolutely criminal. That deserved a round of applause.
It just comes natural to me, you know?
There's a minute to go in the first half. Sixers currently down by... Oh, hang on.
Nobody said anything about the Richardson slam?
I'm trying to keep it.
Yeah, I don't want to be ruining too much. Like,
I can say right now, Simmons looks like he's really.
I mean, that one's just too nice not to say anything about.
It's harder in MLS, like, because when there's a goal, it's like, oh.
Yeah.
That way. I'll let you watch what's about to unfold, but they look like they're hopefully going in the right direction heading into the half.
Oh yeah, that was a nice thumb. An and one.
So Eric's only 17 league games behind us now, so he'll catch up to us pretty soon.
Man, I keep trying to jump into a different thing, and it's like, 2 minutes and 8 seconds left. I'm like, nope, exactly where I was. So
now I'm at 37 seconds. 37
yeah,
seconds.
same.
Cool. I'm a minute and a half behind.
We stand the gambling degenerate streams. We love to say.
Eric, what streamer are you using? You're a minute and a half behind.
Might be watching yesterday's game, to be honest. Who knows?
I'll text you my team.
Yeah, no, if you want to send me wherever you guys are at, because this is miserable.
I'll text you my team login.
Aww.
Wait, Zach, is it the same login that you sent me?
No, that's just my ESPN Plus.
Alright. Yeah, Ricky, put that in Slack.
Gotcha.
Ricky, am I able to use that too? I'm like 20 seconds behind.
I don't know if two people can stream at the same time.
Okay.
Well, let's find out. I'm hopping on too. Everybody.
Well, what about 3 with one of them from England? How does that go?
Oh, you need NordVPN.
Yeah, Liam is half a second behind Ricky in his fury.
I'm like, I can't live like this. It's horrible knowing that Ricky is like a blink of an eye ahead of me.
Yeah, meanwhile, Eric's in 2016.
Hey guys, I just saw the Embiid flop from earlier. Like, whatever.
17 seconds to go, and it looks as though it's going to be probably a 61-57. I'm going to guess a 57 lead. I'm going to guess that Ben Simmons... he doesn't say this. He doesn't. He hands it off, and it's a missed 3. So it's... Oh, there's still a chance. 1-0. Scramble and amble. Half time. God's sake.
Something like 61-55.
Yeah, at the half.
You know, that's not too bad. All things
No,
considered.
it could be worse.
Absolutely. I mean, the way things are going.
We're gonna be an optimistic stream in halftime.
Are we? Blake says, "Is Richardson any good?" Okay, let's pass that one around the table. I mean, he should be.
Yeah, that's a fun around the horn question.
I think he is. Just you have your off nights.
As do the rest of the team, apparently.
Yeah, I think Jay Rich is terrible.
Don't ask Dave.
Nah, he's a good player. He just doesn't like my tweets. That's alright.
Yeah, no, he honestly, he is that kind of perfect role player. When he was in Miami last year, they kind of asked him to be the best player, and it was really reminiscent of when Andre Iguodala was here, and we asked him to be the best player. And you know, he scored well, and we've seen him score in bunches. You know, we've seen him put up 20+ points, you know, on a inconsistent but occasional basis. But you know, he plays hard competitive defense. He can find the open man. He can get a jump shot every once in a while. That's the role that we need him to play. Is just that kind of overall glue guy. And he does that both on and off the court. So I'm happy to have him as long as he wants to be here. He's got a player option coming up after next season, so it'll be interesting to see if they decide to keep him and sign him, or if they decide just to move on from him.
So I'm on a similar wavelength with Zach on, I think, Jay Rich, and like he's very similar to that Iggy type player, but I don't think I'd want him long term. And like strictly basketball reasons, he's not a great shooter, and I think just with Embiid and Simmons, like the more shooters you can get, the better. I'd keep him if nobody wants him in a trade, but if a team shows up and they're like, hey, we'll give you, you know, Bogdanovich or somebody like that, I would consider it in the offseason just because he's a valuable trade piece right now.
No, you're right, and you know, he could be part of a larger trade. And another player that'll be interesting to see if the Sixers field any offers for next year's Furkan Korkmaz.
Which I don't think they will, to be honest.
He's played better. He'll be playing on, if it's not the minimum, it's very close. He's going to want somewhat of a pay bump after the fact. And I don't know, they may find value in the right trade. Obviously, he's not bringing a star, Korkmaz, obviously, but, if he's what it takes, him, Richardson, and 1 or 2 first-round picks to get, dare I say, like a Zach Levine type player, something that they might look into. But honestly, I think instead of star hunting, the Sixers should just go for rounding out the whole roster itself. Looking at teams like Dallas that have a lot of players that are making around $10 million, that you can kind of split up Horford's money and add depth.
I agree with that.
Yeah, very true. So just looking at the YouTube guys at the moment, it's halftime right now. Blake says, I wish we still had Covington. I miss a lot of those process guys,
Yeah. On that same note, I know you guys have heard about that Operation Free Dario. I know you guys have heard about it, but a lot of people are a specific group is very invested in bringing Dario back to Philly. I need to hear the thoughts.
I love it. I mean, he was always, in my opinion, he was always a good mid-range scorer. So I like it. He can shoot too.
I will say that, maybe it's just because we didn't have expectations as high back in 2017. Like watching those playoffs in 2017 was some of my favorite Sixers basketball. Just that team, I guess, with like the nostalgic vibes. But it kind of came to a point where we needed to move on to get these better guys to actually do something. But just watching those games back then, what are you giggling about?
I think it was a shithousery vibe. It's the only way to describe it. It's players that are doing things they shouldn't be doing at a level that is not sustainable. So when you see TJ clutch threes and Robert Covington closing out games and the bromance between them, it's easy to fall in love with that and then watch them actually go on and get so close to almost doing something and then fail. It's like you want them to go over the edge, but you're right. You leave that behind. You get the bigger players in, but then your expectations rise, and when they don't meet them, it's easier with the players that are worse because the bar's never that high. So if they flop, it's okay, not the end of the world. We go again. Whereas if someone like Al Horford flops, it's absolutely catastrophic. And I think that's from a spectator standpoint, probably the main difference between the two teams is that you expect this Sixers team to go out and play a certain way, to dominate, with all the bigs that they've got, to now be a little bit more adventurous from range. And you see it occasionally, but with that other team, it was just a different vibe.
I hope we can have that same problem with the Flyers, though. I feel like we have that thing right now where it's all pure energy, pure excitement. They're young. Yeah. We got plenty of things to look forward in the future. I just hope they don't hit that wall, I guess, where it's kind of like you got to try to keep this PG, but crap would get off the pot. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like so there are some similarities between the Sixers and the Flyers. About how the Flyers were very good at home and so were the Sixers, but I believe between the two teams, I'm just going to compare the two. I feel like the Flyers are better equipped to play in front of no fans because I think, as far as depth is concerned, and depth is going to be key for any playoff team in any sport. The Flyers have the depth. The Sixers, in my opinion, do not, and that's. When I look at the Sixers, I just see them leave the court. Well, we've been consistently, losing the lead and being down by 10 when he is not on the court. And, when the Flyers, they have their depth in, Nate Thompson almost scored, and he's not a scorer. He's a fourth line, kind of a grinder even. So, yeah, when I compare the two teams and I look at the quality of depth, even in hockey, and it's two different sports, but it's the same concept. Hockey and basketball. The Flyers, they're better equipped to win in front of no fans, I think. And with the Sixers, they're equipped to win. They'll be one of the best teams on the court if Embiid and Simmons can play literally every second, but that's not going to happen.
Just saw a tweet there on a slightly unrelated note saying the Sixers were +9 during Embiid's 16 minutes and -15 in 8 without him.
What do we have? like 15 turnovers. I don't know if that's an exaggeration or it's actually.
No,
close,
I'll wait for the, because I'll get the box score emailed in a bit. Yeah, it wasn't great. Wasn't great at all.
We got a comment in the chat I want to touch on real quick from Blake, and he said that this has become the Al Horford Bash Fest. Is there anything specific about his game that's not being good? I think that's a really good question because like a lot of the times we're all just like, oh, like Al Horford starts playing Al Horford. Like even just now you can look at like the plus minus, dove once Embiid left the court, and normally when Embiid's not on the court, Al Horford's on the court. So what's the problem? I think the biggest problem is just his age, like his speed on the court. Like he just does not look athletic anymore. Like a lot of his skill is still there. When it comes to just being an athletic big man in today's like super fast, like jump up and down NBA, like at some point when you start creeping into your mid-30s, you do lose a step. So that's probably the biggest issue, at least from my perspective after watching a year of him play.
Yeah.
Well, he's facing two issues. I think that's certainly one of them. The other issue that he's facing is just that, his jump shot is not as reliable as it's been in the past. And I think that's secondary to the athleticism issue. I think you're right. I think that's the primary issue he's facing. But if those two issues, especially if you're a center, are plaguing you, right now, that's a pretty big problem. Because if you've lost the athleticism, you better be able to shoot. And if you can't shoot, you better be athletic. And if you're not doing either of those things, then you're just struggling to get by in the middle of the game.
Yeah,
I agree with that tenfold. I think in this game, and it's not just Horford. I think in the first half, the shot selection for the Sixers left a lot to be desired. And that even goes down to Richardson just kind of forcing these fadeaway three-pointers, or not three-pointers, fadeaway shots from like mid-range. Those shots aren't high percentage shots. I haven't seen a lot of driving in and executing there too. And we have players, especially Ben Simmons, who should be used as a drive-in guy. And if he's playing down post and it's not working, that takes away his whole game because he's not shooting either.
No, and I think that's the big question mark is if you put Simmons at power forward, does that take away his ability to, slash and drive from point guard? Because before, he'd be up at the point guard. Occasionally, he would just put his head down and run and dunk over people. Whereas now, playing off ball, he can't do that. He's more now post up.
He would when they were actually guarding him on the perimeter. But when they're backing off and sagging off because he won't take the three-point shot, that clogs the lane. And that's what we've seen teams like Boston, teams like Miami, the cerebral teams that know what they're doing. That's how they're defending Ben. So he, against those playoff caliber teams, he was already having that issue driving. So that may very well be an issue at power forward. What it essentially means is that it's time for him to evolve his game.
Yeah.
100%. I think a part of this whole issue with Simmons right now is, I know that Brett Brown was tinkering with the lineups a little bit as far as the positions when he was putting in, I believe it was Shake Milton. Now, with Ben Simmons, I don't like the way that what I don't understand is I think he is a point guard that needs to be in control of the ball. That's where his skills being used at optimum. I just haven't seen any of that. I know that playing with the lineups are trying to kind of see exactly what else he can do and where like players like Shake Milton will fit. But if in the second half they don't address some sort of change, some sort of just adjustments, I need to see more out of what we can do with Simmons versus fixing it down the line like 2 weeks later when we've been complaining about this for by that point a month ago. And to me, I need to see these updates happen sooner than just losing games here and there, and it's all based on substitutions. It's all based on position placement. Like I don't know. To me, I look at Ben Simmons, and he's a guy that I think needs the ball when the offense sets up, and that's when he's the most dangerous.
Well, I mean, there's growing pains with this because for the last year and a half, people have been screaming they want to see him off ball more. So now we move him off ball tonight, and it's not really working. We can't immediately then just go, we'll run him back at point guard. We got to let this thing kind of flesh out. If it doesn't work, in 8 games and 10 games, then yeah, you know what, just throw him back at point guard. But for the rest of the night, I'd actually like to see him continue to play off ball, just to see if it works.
On that note, we were talking kind of updates and stuff, so we got the Q2 box score through. So going at the half, Al Horford was a -17 when on the court, which isn't great at all. 3 turnovers, which I know is a little bit less than the million, but a little bit more than we'd like. I mean, Tobias oddly was a -12 though, despite putting up 13 points. So I know it's contextual. Other big update though was this is the official scorers report, and it says period duration. 1.00, you like 5. Attendance, not yet counted. Now, I'd like to think that that's the easiest job to do, is count the attendance there. So either there's someone's really making sure there's not one player hiding under a chair, like just posing as a fan, but someone's not doing their job there for counting 0 people. And I just want to know what wildcard is going. Hang on, yeah, I'll get up to you in a minute, lads. I'm just checking row Z. I think there might be a couple of stray fans in here watching the game. But
I think the person that's in charge is maybe the person in charge of counting the attendance normally isn't able to travel with the team, so they'll never ever update that.
Well, is it possible the person who was supposed to count just stopped off at Magic City real quick?
I hear they got a wing special.
So attendance here, not yet reported. Attendance at Magic City is like 8, 9.
You mean to tell me there's more people at Magic City than at a basketball game? Yeah, unfortunately, times have changed.
So Luther just says that Brown usually matches Thibault with the hot player. Wondering if he's abandoning that adjustment. I mean, that would mean putting him on TJ Warren, which... I mean, it can only go better from here, right? It's not like you could get much worse than at the minute.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of like the Simmons-Warren matchup theoretically because Simmons has that extra muscle, that extra size that can keep up with Warren, but he's clearly been struggling, and the biggest way that Warren's been killing them is from the outside. So a switch to Thibault, which is why not? I mean, A, try anything, but B, Thibault is other than Simmons, he's clearly your best perimeter defender.
Right.
100%. And just on that note, guys, before we do get the second half underway, still 44 of you watching along with us, 34 likes on it so far. If we can push it to 40, I mean, we're approaching 50. We can lay a 50 burger on our first ever Sixers watch along. That'd be amazing. So if you haven't yet liked the stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up. I mean, Frankie just says that the Pacers are so underrated. I believe they are. I agree with that.
I really don't know about that. I feel like that they have some very good players, but with Sabonis out, well, the thing is, Sabonis out, that kind of clears up a logjam with Miles Turner. If they kind of switch around a few guys that work a little trade magic this offseason, move Sabonis to center full time, then they could be a very good team. But they just have so many players that kind of step on each other's toes. I don't think you have to worry about them as far as an actual contender. But they are a very talented team. That's definitely true.
Yeah, Map D says, do you think Philly will win? I mean, before the game, I think they should. They shouldn't have too much of a problem, I'd like to think, but...
They got to come out hot in the third quarter to really sustain the lead for when the bench is put back out. That's the trend that's happening in this game, so... If they come out hot to begin this third quarter, then yeah, there's a good possibility the Sixers win.
You say that. I think they were looking for a corner 3 then, and it ended up in a turnover. So the second half has got underway. Blake says he liked the stream, enjoying the content. We stand that, Blake. Thank you so much for your time, mate. It's been cool seeing you interact with us and getting this conversation. And it's fun. Like, it's cool seeing so many new faces around the channel. Interacting with our basketball content. Hopefully there's a positive, and fingers crossed, as much as I'd love to see a Ben Simmons 3, it doesn't end in me doing a shoey on our first ever stream. That would be a very chaotic way to end it, but we'll see how we go. They've started out so far about a minute into the game. It looks like all the starters are predictably back out there, and I just think the key to starting this one is keeping
they pulled Shake.
Oh, have they?
Neto's in for him.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's going to go great.
Yeah, that's concerning.
Well, remember when I was like, hey, they need to start out hot and in the third and, maybe they'll win? Not exactly, not on brand right now.
No, Zach's very unhappy with the ref kill.
I saw it. You guys probably already saw it, but I just saw the Joel Embiid 3 trying to beat the buzzer. And it wasn't pretty.
I saw it went the world.
Yeah, it was
my
not.
login work? I don't even know. I think
He didn't have a chance, but the ball should never have reached him.
Yeah, dude, Shake is hot on the bench. They just zoomed in on him.
Is this related?
I think he's in foul trouble, isn't he?
I'm not sure. I'm not.
Let
following
me
it
check.
yet.
Hang on. Let me have a look.
Not my boy.
I think he's had three fouls. Three.
That's foul trouble. All right.
Yeah.
It's the most of anyone. But then Jakar Sampson's had 3, and so's Miles Turner. Oh, sorry, TJ Warren. Sorry, no, hang on. I'm looking at the wrong bloody thing. Yeah, Miles Turner. Sorry.
People are gonna overreact to high hell about Shake having a rough game. Like they're
about to say,
freak out.
Blake's asking for a bit of a Shake Milton breakdown. I think, Dave, you'd probably be the best one because I know you've always...
Shake Milton as good as advertising? Yeah, no, he is as good as advertised. Like, he actually is. I watched his games in the G League his entire rookie season. He has a 7-foot wingspan. He has a pure jumper. He can handle the basketball. He can defend multiple positions. He's good. Like, he's not Michael Jordan, but he's a starter in the NBA. I think it's just about getting him accustomed to the rotation, figuring out the best way to use him. Is he a pick and roll guy? Is he an off the ball guy? Is he a spot up shooter kind of guy? But no, I really like him. He's young. He's on a dirt cheap contract. Like, everything about him is enticing. It's just about, right now he's being thrown completely into the fire. So be patient with him because, yeah, he can play.
Yeah, and we'd love to see a little bit more of this game. But whether or not Brett Brown lets him in after what looked like a minor quibble with Joel Embiid earlier, or maybe it's related to why he's sat out. They just want to keep the chemistry up and stop tempers flaring. I don't know. But little break here, and it's a 61-57 lead. So the only points to come from the second half so far, 2 free throws from Ben Simmons. And we'll see where the team can go from here. But yeah, definitely question marks over what happened. I wonder if Brett he has to address it after the game, surely, and say what the deal was.
He'll probably say it's a foul. It's probably just the foul trouble. But yeah, people will probably overanalyze the heck out of that interaction.
Yeah, I feel like Brett's the kind of coach to, actually, to a degree, like that. Just as long as his guys have fire.
I'm okay with it.
He's okay with it. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know that there was anything wrong with it. I mean, obviously, context is key, but, you don't want guys who are too afraid to talk to one another, and so it's good to see Shake holding his own against the Sixers star.
I agree.
100%. And I forget how many advertisement breaks there are in basketball. They're a lot more frequent than I remember.
We gotta make that ad revenue back.
Yeah, I feel him. I'm not going to have a go at him. Hey, look, I feel him, believe me. But for anyone following along, the in-play handicap is now Sixers plus 1.5. So if you're feeling it, and that the Sixers will, that's probably the best value you're going to get on this game, barring another bench collapse. But Ricky's just gone to get his bank card to deposit into. Straight out of there.
My dog started barking. I wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, okay.
What now? What was that line? Let's go.
I actually will say that I did flip to the Penguins game at the commercial, and I did make bets I did not advertise, and one was Crosby would have over 2.5 shots, and he already has 3.
Oh, wow.
So, he has 3 like 5 minutes into the game.
You know what? Let me do, because I'm 0 for 1 right now in predictions. Well, I put series predictions out, not, per game. But the Canes beat the Rangers 3-2 or something like that. Let's talk about hockey very briefly on a basketball stream. Hold on, let's pull up 1 second to see where I was at. Did the Blackhawks win today?
Yeah,
I fell asleep.
yeah, I think it was like 6-4, but that last goal was like garbage time.
Oh see it. Yeah, I had the Blackhawks winning that series, so I'm pretty stoked about that. It's gonna make me look like a genius, at least.
McLaughlin, sorry, I just called him myself. It's okay, I couldn't see the first time. I'm assuming it's Blake, and there's not a second McLaughlin. It says, do you guys like Brett Brown? I would keep him, but he's on the hot seat. I think it depends. Like, for me, the same concerns have always been there with Brett Brown, but then have always been negated by, he hasn't had the players around him, or the players he has had have been injured. And now we're starting to see, well, now he's got the talent, like, where are we going to see it go? Obviously, they were so close to top in Toronto, and you can argue if they did, they should have probably gone all the way if they'd have got past them. So, like, I think the next couple, you've got to wait at least 2 more years to fully gauge where the team are at. But that's my very loose opinion on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, like I'll always say it, I'm not really up to speed on X's and O's of basketball like I know some of these other guys are, but I can honestly say, like, I don't know if I ever really wanted Brett Brown gone per se, but I do think at a certain point, like especially after the season, if nothing really comes out of it, that it might just be like just time. Like we were talking about earlier with those guys in 2017, like it's just there comes a time where it's just you kind of just have to cut ties whether you want to or not. So, but that's kind of.
Barring like a first round sweep, like them just getting crushed, I just don't even know who you'd replace him with. It's not like there's an abundance of NBA coaches just hanging around looking to, coach. Like at some point, he's a proven coach. He's been in the league for a really long time. That you got to put some stock into.
There's
that.
some young guys though at the same time, but the problem is that the Sixers or any team in their position, they're going to be hesitant on one of those young guys coming in.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to contend, you don't want to bring in a college coach or somebody young or something. That's tough.
For up-and-comers, Sam Cassell and Jerry Stackhouse are 2 great names to watch. Really, for a team like the Sixers, if they were to move on from Brett Brown, you're looking at more likely a Mark Jackson kind of situation, or whoever else gets freed up. I heard that there was questions about Nate McMillan, actually the head coach of the Pacers, possibly becoming available. You're probably more so looking at that kind of situation. And at that point, is there even a net positive there? Probably not, just because they don't even have the same relationship that Brett Brown has with the players.
I'll tell you what, so Blake is obviously loving the conversation. It's amazing to have that back and forth. So in case you're not already, Blake, you can read articles every day from all of these lovely fellows. PhillySportsNetwork.com. Sixers content, like, there's more of it than you can batter your eyes at. It's like walking into a cake shop every morning. There's so much there. So if you're not already, PhillySportsNetwork.com. You'll see David, you'll see Eric, Ricky, and of course Zach. The occasional one from me where I'll just gate crash it a little bit. But normally it's those guys that are carrying the torch there for sure. Ollie Kemp's in the stream. He says, where's the game? So I'm going to... No, I'm joking. He's fine. Ugly Ass Taco says, let's get this comeback going. I'd say it's almost rally mask territory. But they have tied it. Okay, they did tie it. And now they are down 3 again. So jinx that.
I didn't say anything, but I thought, like, you guys are probably just getting to it. I thought Simmons was about to pull up with, like, 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. Just stand at the top. That was a nice pass.
I think we are literally watching the exact same stream, but yeah, Simmons has settled into the second half much quicker than he got into the first half. Oh no!
I mean, he's playing point guard again, essentially.
Ah, right. Okay. See, that's what I mean. This is why David's analysis is key. I think honestly, like David and Zach are just like lighting this up with the analysis right now. It's amazing. Keep up the good. Oh, we appreciate you, Blake. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, our aim, we want to be your new home for all Philly sports coverage. And I get sloppy about these guys all the time. I just feel like a proud dad every article they put out. They're genuinely incredible. So if you're not reading their stuff now, like you have a field day. Like nice Sunday afternoon barbecue tomorrow. Trawl through. You'll have a whale of a time, I'm sure of it.
We'll have 2 articles up on this game out tomorrow at some point. We'll have a recap and then I think I'm on the feature. I'll probably dive into the shake and bead stuff and see what's popping there.
Yeah, we should have some transcripts as well, so I'll try and get some reaction. I'll try and get a reaction piece out before the Flyers game from some of the Sixers players. But yeah, we'll have you guys covered. PSN season, that's what we do.
I don't want to say anything too quickly, but Raul Neto just kind of moved around right there on offense pretty nicely.
Yeah, he did. So my boy.
All right, fine. If that's his brand, I can get on the Neto brand.
Trey Burke, who? We got Neto. Don't worry about it.
Okay, 76ers making a 6-0 run. See, here's what happens when I'm caught up. I can watch the game and tell you what's happening.
Wait, did that login work? I wasn't sure if that was a
No, you know what? Here's what really hurt the entire time. Apparently, I just went onto the My Team's website and it just let me stream it. I didn't even need a login. So this entire time, that was like 5 minutes behind. I could have been on point deal the entire time.
I don't know why I'm googling this, like, considering I've already got a
The more we
stream.
know.
I'm very intrigued. Oh,
I need everyone's opinion on something real quick while we're in a commercial.
Go on.
I got a mocha frappe at McDonald's last night.
Nice.
After work shift. And I get off work at like 2 a.m., right? And I crushed that thing. Do I get another one tonight? It was so
Yes. No. Do you know what you do? No. You get, right, this is the Liam special, right, a vanilla milkshake,
good. Okay.
2 espressos, and you put the espressos in the milkshake.
That's not a bad move. That's a really good move,
That
actually.
is, it's so peng. It give you heart palpitations, but it's so good. Or go with your drink.
You're gonna be up until like next Friday. Though.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's just my life at this point.
Blake's gonna be reading like 9 weeks worth of content in about an hour.
I mean, you're kind of like, you'll probably end up being like me, like, all right, so I work at a coffee shop, so if there's any point during the day where we mess up an order, I just take that one. I'm like, fine. So like next by the end of my shift, I have like 3 large drinks pumping through my veins. I'm like, dude,
I worked at a cafe for 2 years, like right at the end of high school, and that's where my addiction started, where there was just free coffee everywhere, and I was just like,
I was gonna say, like, that McDonald's order sounded very particular, and I was like, I go into a coffee shop, I'm like, I'll have a latte, I know what that means. I was like, we'll go with that. Like, I wish I knew more. I wish I was more cultured about coffee.
I walk right in, I'm like, black coffee and almond milk, and that's it. That's all it is. I never was about almond milk, and next thing you know, it ended up being a lot better, in my opinion. It tastes a lot better than just your 2% or half and half.
Rose Smith has just said, Leah, I'm a little worried about how attached you are to some of the Eagles fringe roster guys. That's our job, man. We're not just going to focus on the big boys. We've got to focus on the roster battles. I'm not attacked. I mean, all right, I am, but that's not the... No, I don't know. I think, like, there's a couple. Like, Alex Singleton, obviously, I really like. And I think anyone that interacts with PSN is obviously going to be a little home hitter. But there's always one. Like, Captain Cravon was my big one. Hope he makes a cut this year. But I don't think we're down the middle.
I watched your video right before popping on. I liked Togai. Am I saying that right? Am I pronouncing
it right? I'm the worst person to ask. We had this last night on our happy hour.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I like him.
He's
I'm a
good.
big fan of his.
Very good, yeah. I rate him. I'm hoping he has a good camp. Kemp says, guys, can the stream at 50 likes? We're close. We're 2 away from 40. We're almost there, man. You guys have been unbelievable today. For a first Sixers stream, you guys have shown this a lot of love, and it's massively, massively appreciated. Blake has liked the page on Facebook. Hope it's the right one, because there are some dirty imitator PSNs out there, and they make us sick. And we're going to shout at them very angrily. But the Sixers are in the lead. They have the lead of, I was going to say the race, I mean, too much race of the game, 67-64. I thought I jinxed it again, but no, that's the first time I've said that in about an hour.
It's remarkable. Your stream is legit ahead of the TV.
Mate, I've got the guy that owns his sportsbook on his iPhone just doing that, just up and down the court, just on FaceTime.
So the attendance is really one person, and it's Liam with his laptop.
Yeah. Jarrell says almond milk over cow milk. Yeah, I don't know.
I agree.
Yeah?
I agree. So
for that purpose,
outside of coffee, like, I'll have almond milk with my coffee, but like anywhere else, like with cereal, I don't put almond milk. It's too expensive.
I see.
I just don't understand oat milk. I don't really get that one yet. It's a lot.
Papa Doc says, got a massive parlay, just need the Sixers to hit. Oh man, that's tense. That is squeaky bum time right there. Blake says, the Facebook page with 5,000 likes. Right, I've got to check which one. How many likes are on now? I should know. Oh wait, I've got the notification. Go on, Blake. Go on. Love you. What a legend.
Yo, Zach, what jersey are you rocking right now, man?
Oh yeah, no, It's absolutely the Black Iverson.
Love that.
Yeah.
I was hoping it would be Eric Snow.
No, I would not do that. I would not. I am looking for more Black Sixers jerseys, and I'm trying to think about who to get. I mean, Mutombo is the obvious next get for the Black Sixers jerseys.
What about Matt Geiger?
Eric, you gotta stop, man. I'm asking you nicely.
What about him?
I have an old, like, youth-sized black Elton Brand jersey.
Oh, perfect. That'll fit me just fine. Yeah, awesome. I was at a wedding. I was at a wedding not that long ago, and this kid was rocking an Elton Brand jersey, and I had no choice but to respect it. I mean, it's just a great talent move, being a kid showing up to a wedding in an Elton Brand jersey.
That's just
a
the
great
move.
player, great general manager. I got nothing. Me and him are best buds. I have nothing negative to say about him.
I would love to get an interview.
Listen, anything that you point out as something that Elton Brand has done wrong, like, it's all kind of hindsight. I mean, a lot of his moves that he's made in the moment, I mean, between the trade with the Warriors.
Oh my god.
Robinson.
Oh my god. Get Al Horford off my screen.
What do you do?
He shot a 3.
Fuck no.
I'm lying.
Ricky's just saying, Ricky, what happened there?
Well, I just saw him dunk something.
He didn't. He did.
But what just happened was it was actually kind of funny. I don't even know if you could really I mean, you could hold it for it, but it was kind of, you'll see, it's just kind of funny. It kind of keeps down.
Oh, yep, I just saw it. Wait, maybe that's it. I don't know. A lot's happening.
Yeah, it's like 10 times it jumps up and down.
Yeah, I definitely just saw it.
Yeah, I saw that too.
That's
As
so
soon as
bad.
they blew the whistle, he looked the most confused.
Oh man.
Like a 1-0 lead.
Kempster says 6 more likes. What are you doing? Mon the Sixers do dunks. We're on 43 likes. That is so good, guys. We're almost there at 50. If you haven't dropped a like yet, it'd be amazing if you could. It's the best way to support the stream. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, we have like daily content coming your way for all the Philadelphia sports teams, and of course all our social media infos on the side of the page as well. Hunter says he has the Pacers and he's blowing his cash. I mean, I feel you on that one. Not that I took the Pacers, but my betting streak has been about as cold as an igloo right now. It's terrible. Unlike Ricky, who is the Undertaker's streak, at 16-0 at the minute. He walks out of his bedroom every day, just like, the theme on and like the hat down, and
It's up to 17-0 with Tobias having 2 threes right now, but the Canadians just scored on the Penguins, so I don't know. Which actually, I would be perfectly content with the Canadians winning and that money and that streak going away, because I can't stand the Penguins.
No. Oh, I thought that was going to be something there. But they're up by 3 again. Big start to the second half, though. They're on 17 in comparison to the 8 by the Pacers.
They came out hot.
But yeah,
Harris is really showing up. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with Harris overall.
Oh, he's had a hell of a game.
It's not showing up in the box plus minus, but that is a fraudulent stat for a lot of reasons.
He's passing the eye test on every level, man.
Yeah, absolutely true.
That's what he does. He comes in, he's just pure consistency every single night.
But, after he got that max deal, it's like, yeah, this is what we expect.
That was nice. Like, you're about to see what he just did. He just looks unstoppable at the moment.
That's fine, man. Let him be on fire.
I think he's up to, 20 points, 22 points now?
Must be something like that, yeah. I'll see if I can see the stats. Oh, it's not showing me. That's annoying. I'll get it through in a minute.
Does Korkmaz only buy shoes that look like the turbo is stuck, on from NBA Jam?
He had McDonald's shoes for a while, didn't he? Like they were just bright red and yellow, or maybe
or sometimes they're one solid color, where they're bright red or bright yellow. Like tonight they're bright yellow, the brightest yellow.
Well, they just kind of look like a highlighter.
Yeah,
It's a vibe.
Well, no, I respect it, honestly.
I always wear bright colored shoes when I play basketball.
I can always tell what Korkmaz is just by looking at the shoes.
What is going on with the fans there? What is that? Why have someone's asleep there. Someone's they're not even at the game, and they're just, you'll see it in a minute. They're panning along the crowd, and there's a Sixers fan it's a superimposed asleep fan.
Maybe he just froze like David.
They had a cardboard cutout the NLL today of Method Man.
Nice.
Like, Method Man paid for a cardboard cutout, so they brought him on like a Zoom call, and like apparently Method Man played a lot of lacrosse back in his day.
I thought you said Meth Man at first. Legit thought you said Meth Man at first and didn't understand.
No,
Yeah.
With the power to meth.
Yeah, that is some oddities. There's someone in a crown.
I think the most entertaining thing is just any expression Matisse Thybulle has whenever the whistle blows.
Yeah.
It's just always something different. And I mean, he's on my stream. He's standing at the free throw line just with his hands folded right now. Like
This Independence Blue Cross just made Al Horford the Fearless Player of the Game.
Have they?
What?
Independence Blue Cross did their Fearless Player of the Game, and they put in it was Al Horford.
Does he jump 3 times in a row?
He jumped a lot of times in a row.
He had a nice dunk.
He's just springing like that.
He did have a nice dunk. I was surprised that he reached the rim, but yes.
I think I agree. I think he gets it because he did have to go into the locker room at halftime after that performance, knowing he was going to get bollocked.
He's the fearless player of the game, going up
Yeah.
anyone the way that he did.
That's genuinely fair. He had to face that entire locker room fearlessly.
Yeah, fair play to him. I've got not a bad word to say. That's my king. Jersey on order. Australian sports have 30,000 at games. Yeah, that's because they're handling the pandemic a bit better. Like England are struggling, America are struggling, but I don't know. I'm just happy we have sports back. I don't really care if we can get there or not. Like that's down the road for now.
To be honest, since the process became more successful, my wallet has allowed fewer and fewer trips to games in the first place. So I was pretty much just at home either way. So I don't really mind it too much personally.
Yeah, we have got some Indiana fans now, but hey, look, it's brotherly love. They're more than welcome to tune in and watch.
Yeah, they're welcome.
Yeah, man, it's fun. It's always cool seeing the other perspective. 44 likes the stream is on now, so we really are making some moves as TJ McConnell decides to just put one on his former team. Sixers now up by 5 with a minute and 42 left in the third quarter. Al Horford.
10 seconds ahead of me. I'm literally watching like the live TV.
Liam's there, dude.
Well, my cheat is that the betting app's updating underneath before the stream, so I get the update of the score, say that, and then it breezes into what happened.
I know, like,
He is bewildered.
I know, like,
Network, we're allowed to go to the pandemic games, dude.
Eric's just like, you mean you're not at the drive-in cinema watching this? Like, what?
I know, like, the NHL is doing like a 5-second delay because of like language. They don't want like hot mics picking up anything.
Oh, fair.
That was great about the first week of baseball. That was
so good.
Probably my favorite thing.
The NHL will be 10 times worse. Those dudes.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I wonder if that's what the NBA is doing too, a little bit behind.
Probably. I mean, they have to.
Right now.
I would imagine. I mean, with the way that everything started with Carmelo, they probably didn't want to keep that going on.
Oh, go on. Oh, is that? Oh my God! If he misses that,
Need the Sixers to win.
Al Horford.
Okay, so full credit where it's due. Al Horford's had a much better third quarter thus far.
Yes, yeah.
It's absolutely true.
Doesn't have cement shoes.
Blake has been giving us crap for having a Al Horford hate stream, so I'm gonna give credit where it's due.
That's I think we should change it.
That's the thing. He plays well. We'll give him credit. You've shown that in your articles.
I've written a handful of positive Horford articles in the last 2 weeks.
That's true.
He says that, but while he's been like wincing and like his face keeps cracking when he's like typing, he's like.
That's true.
The pain of it.
But no. To be fair though, we should go from a Horford hate stream to a Blake love stream because he's definitely been our MVP today. He says, "What was your bet on the Sixers?" Mine was Shake, Tobias, and Furkan all to have 2+3s made, so that's going brilliantly. Well, Ricky, I think, is just 1.
I was Embiid double and Sixers win. So I think Embiid has 11 rebounds now, so he should have double and just need him to win.
Yeah, he's got 14 rebounds and 23 points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
and
he's
Tobias making at least 2 threes. So I forgot I did that one like half asleep at like 5 a.m. That like I wake up in the middle of the night and like it's bad. I need to delete the app.
Yeah, I feel you. What else have we got in this show? I think we're all up to date. We've had a nice compliment of Zach's outfit change, which is notable. We've got to give credit where it's due for that. Very nice jersey.
Horford.
Great.
I'm a little delayed, but I just watched him nail 2 numbers in a row.
Yeah.
What time are you guys on? Because I think I might have caught up because I saw him hit the 3 and that was like 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, I just saw that. Horford hit a 3 and
I know it's not.
I'm not sure.
We got 24 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, so it says at the free throw line with TJ Warren. I wonder what the T and the J stand for. The Giant Warren, but the Giants with a J. Well, it's always like
Tommy John.
Tommy John.
McConnell.
Oh, isn't McConnell's Timothy
Tommy
James?
John Warren.
Is it Timothy James for TJ McConnell? I feel like it's Timothy. I might be wrong.
I think
Timothy John.
Timothy John. Yeah.
Timothy. Oh, I was close. See, this is Sixers process trivia. Oh, hello. Horford lobs it. Go on, Corkmaz. Oh, for God's sake! I mean, I'm not biased because of my bet, but you should be hitting that. They'd see it
Gets a
anyway,
little
but-
buzzer beater before the end of the quarter.
Yeah, up by 5 for the end of it. Oh, 6, sorry.
Sixers by 6 in the very beginning of this.
Yeah, the line was 6.5.
Was it 6.5? Okay.
Yeah. So either way, it's looking good.
81 after, or 87, 81? Yeah, 87, 81 after 3. I know Connie's asking. Luther said Horford hit the 3 and looked into his critics' souls.
Just at David Esther. He's just going.
I'm tweeting a nice tweet about him right now.
He looked at his critics' souls. I love that. Yeah, Horford looked at me and said, "Stick to hockey." I'm like, fair.
Just every dodgy YouTube comment ever, just into someone's soul, just straight. I'll tell you what, like, the more I've followed sports, knees give me anxiety. Like, just watching people's knees, like, when they're being massaged or injured, like, I get so worried about my own knee now, and ACLs and MCLs, and just, I don't know what it is. I've got a phobia of, like...
George and Kevin Ware and...
Just any time, like they're just showing a clip then on screen of someone getting his knee. I think it was Oladipo getting his knee just massaged, and I was like, oh, no. It's like, oh, I don't know what it is since all the sports injuries.
I haven't had experience with ACL, PCL, or MCL, but the meniscus in particular is it's a neat little thing that if it goes wrong, it's not fun.
So I just love that. I was going to say that stat, but there's a thing, isn't there, where if your Achilles tendon pops, it's like the same sound level as a gunshot. So I've always been like,
Is it really? Okay.
yeah,
well,
but cause it's all the tendons are like elastic bands just stretched really tight. So like I've always just been curious, like what if I tear my Achilles, goes bang, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'm low key intrigued on what it'd sound like, but never want to get that.
There's only one way to find out, you know.
I know.
Yeah.
If I tear my Achilles, I can only hope that it's like in a grocery store, so everybody just does this. like no, it's just my leg.
But yeah, there you go. So that's that. See, some outlets when there's like an intermission or a break, they go through all the stats, all the cool graphics. We're like, I'm scared of knees, and an Achilles tendon sounds like a gunshot when it goes off. So the more you know with trivia at PSN. All right, we should have a segment for this with just random facts, just every time there's an intermission. But no, we've only got a quarter to go. We're almost at the end. It's well said.
Basketball games are very quick, and I mean, duh. But at the same time, it's like, well, I've been used to watching baseball and hockey, and they seem like they're all like 3 hours, 4 hours a pop.
Now, I was expecting at least to be able to until 3 a.m. and it's only just gone 2 a.m. now. So
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. I say that. I mean, my stream's already finished. I already know the winner of the game. I know the outcomes. I know it all because.
Well, it's partially why I like soccer too, because I mean, it's guaranteed to be an hour and a half, maybe some.
Someone just tweeted me a gif of a knee doing things it shouldn't be doing. Look, you don't understand.
Yeah, you never said that.
You don't look at it. Look.
Oh, come on, man.
Why? Why would they do like just spin it around? Look.
That's actually pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
I like the little toe wiggle at the end just to prove, like, no, that's actually my knee.
Oh man, it's not supposed to be. Don't worry.
What a stream this has been. This has been I think this has been the most fun I've had on a watch along in ages.
This has been a silly stream.
They always are, but we're back down. So the Sixers up 8 points to start the fourth quarter. And interestingly, I think Shake's back out there, so that's that's progress. Again, by that point, up 8, fourth quarter, your foul concern's probably dipping a little bit by that stage, so makes sense to give him a little bit of a run. But let's see. I don't know. I'd love this little late winner of some Korkmaz and some Shake threes. But so Simmons has come off. So Shake's, I'm assuming, back in at point guard.
So you would hope that they can. You want them to play together, ideally. But if that's what it takes right now to get Shake some run, that's fine.
Yeah, Brett still looks angry.
He's fired up, man.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
He's never not gonna look angry. That's
True.
what I expected from him. I can't remember a time when Brett Brown looked like pretty calm.
I'm amazed his hairline hasn't receded, to be fair. All the years of stress that he's had. Like, with that team.
Have you seen like pictures of him when he was first hired compared to now?
No.
Yeah, you can tell a difference.
5 years.
Yeah, you can tell the difference. It's not
The amount of stress he's undergone during the process.
Yeah, you can't blame him at all for it either. Is the thing.
What a guy.
Oh, TJ McConnell tried his little run. Oh, hang on. No. Oh, there could be a... Oh,
He's
no.
almost just double his height, so I mean.
Yeah, I feel like momentum has just totally slipped away from the Pacers. It's getting scrappy on their end now. They've just bricked 2 threes. And it's just been non-stop scrap. And the Sixers now, just with a calmness about them, not trying to rush anything when they get down inside the paint. They know they've got Joel to bully inside. Like, there's no need to sort of rush around. But having said that, Joel just puts another 2. And the lead now moves up to 91 to 83. So saucy little move. And things just looking oddly calm considering where they were at the end of the first half. Oh god, okay, that was a nice sweeping dunk, but ignore that for now. It's looking good. Back the other way, McConnell. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, I think there's just that kind of element of control now for the Sixers. But they've been here so many times before with leads in the fourth quarter. There's always that lingering kind of concern.
I mean, a lot of it's defense. Blake in the chat asked earlier, how's our defense been this game? And like first half, atrocious. They picked it up in the third quarter. They've been sticking with it here in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's how you're going to win games in this bubble and then into the playoffs. It's all about defense.
100%.
Yeah, Matisse has seen heavier minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The beat just went down on my screen. And it's hard to say anything but that's one of the premier reasons that their defense as a team has gotten better. At the half, I'm sure Brett had a thorough conversation with his team. But everyone's really looked better defensively. I think Horford's looked better, and Embiid's been very good defensively so far, and Richardson's staying in front of his man.
Oh wow, that was saucy.
It's great.
Tobias is having he's putting on a clinic at the minute.
How did none of y'all comment about Embiid's dunk celebration?
I just watched it, yeah.
It's clowning.
Yeah. That's when he's at his best.
Yeah, definitely. He's having fun.
So, they just showed the seed projection stat. What are we thinking for the Sixers? Like, 3rd through 6th. What are we thinking? I think they can get to a 5th.
Oh,
yeah, I think fifth is where they stay, and it's not so much concern about them finishing the regular season, but it's more so that Miami got a lot better at the trade deadline, and I don't think that they're going to be an issue for the Sixers in the playoffs, but they're going to be able to win, I would say, at least 4 of these next 8 games, if not 5. And I think that's enough just to keep their lead over the Sixers. So I think 5 is where they end up. And I think that that'd be comfortable for them, too.
Yeah, I think 5 is totally fine. You know, a first-round matchup versus Miami is actually pretty favorable for the Sixers, in my opinion. So, yeah, I agree.
Alec Burks has been unreal from. I don't know if you saw that contested 3, but that was borderline OnlyFans content. And he's 3 for 3 from range today, so he's really finding that rhythm.
I mean, he's a kind of a wild card X factor for the team. I mean, he didn't really get to play a lot when he first got traded over. It was more Glenn Robinson, but if he's shooting, man, he can play.
You know, we're definitely seeing that in this closing part of the game as he tries to go inside. He earns 2 trips to the line. He's looking good, really good.
We were positive at halftime. We talked about some knees, and we're all good. We're cruising.
Talking about some knees and some tendons, and like an Achilles tendon, the Sixers have exploded in the 4th quarter, and that is what we want to see.
That's the new phrase. The Sixers have exploded like a tendon.
It could be worse. Like the one on the Union streams always Andre Blake leaping like a salmon, and somehow that's. Yeah, leapt like a salmon. You could say it in basketball as well. Like, if there's ever a big block, but the Pacers got it down to 5. What was that, Ricky?
When do the Union play again? Well, when will they play again?
Wednesday, I think, semi-final against Portland. So that will be. Oh my God! Okay, I just saw that 3 from Indiana. It's T.J. Warren again. Oh, he's doing T.J. Warren things.
That's the only reason they're in this game.
Yeah, no, genuinely. I mean, at the end of the 3rd quarter, he had 34 points. The next on the team was Oladipo with 13.
Yeah, I mean, he's the whole offense right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Unreal. Oh my God, it's coming back down.
And Philly's had 20 turnovers this game.
Yeah, that's one of their
incredible that we're winning.
That's been a big issue for the 76ers along any year under Brett Brown is they fall over a lot, man.
I mean, that's just a sign of youth, really. And when your best player is the center, I mean, I think unless you're pretty much Nikola Jokic, your turnover is going to be an issue. Any big man who handles the ball as much as Embiid has some turnover issues, especially one who's not as. Embiid's craft isn't perfect. You know, it's not perfected yet. You know, like he's still young in his basketball career. So,
I mean, even Simmons can be careless with the ball at times.
Oh, easily. Well, there was one year. It may have even been last year, but I think he was in the top 5 in the league with like 3.5 turnovers per game. It just goes to show the difference between Ben Simmons versus like even like a Chris Paul, where he's not as much as like a surgeon with the ball, more so as he has great vision, but he gets a little over anxious sometimes, which could easily go right back to youth once again.
See, Embiid's just gone inside, and I'm not sure what he could just need a wee, but randomly.
Well, no, they could have brought out the wheelchair for him, like Paul Pierce.
I just don't know why he's gone inside. Like that's normally a sign of medical checkup, right?
Correct.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't overreacting. I didn't just want to say it and it'd be like.
He went to the locker room. There could be something there.
Yeah.
Might have to check.
Did he hit his head at all? Because I mean, he was walking under his own power. His hands looked fine.
Yeah, he didn't seem troubled at all. Like that's what surprised me. Like maybe he was just.
Yeah.
I don't know, needing a toilet. Thought he'd dip out for a bit, check his socials, come back. But in all seriousness, yeah, you want to keep an eye on it and make sure it's.
No,
it's
absolutely.
nothing.
Well, like Eric's, said a few times, it's a completely different team when he's not playing.
Yeah, I mean the disparity in that opening half was just unreal.
Yeah. I mean, even in the 2 minutes since he's gone out, Sixers went from a comfortable lead to now holding on to a. Well, for me, it's a 4-point lead, and McConnell's heading to the free throw line right now.
How long is some of these guys on the bench out for, like Mike Scott?
It should be day to day. It should be fine.
Yeah, I hadn't heard really anything about Mike Scott before.
Yeah, that was last
that he just wasn't playing. Robinson will be back soon. I kind of expected him back for this game, but bringing him along slowly is definitely not a bad idea.
Yeah, so we've got, and still a little bit of time to work with 6.5 minutes almost, and it's a 5-point lead, or 4-point lead. My math is terrible for the Sixers at the minute. 101-97 to the good. But yeah, without Embiid, it's just going to be a case of, well, now you need, if Al Horford has stepped up, and he is the fearless player of the game. I'm expecting some fearless play right now to come in and close this one out, because Indiana aren't going away, especially when you've got TJ Warren firing off like a 3-pointer machine gun. Doesn't help much. Oh, that's okay, Blake. No need to apologise, man. You can do a FaceTime. You can. Excuse me. You're free to go into whatever you please. But he's Irish. Hopefully, then we'll have the luck of the Irish, and the Sixers will come out of here with their first win since going to the bubble.
That was a really good basketball movie, Luck of the Irish.
I've not seen it. Is that where the saying came from?
That was a Disney Channel movie way back in the day.
Comeback player of the stream. Rate that from Blake. Oh, this graphic is... Oh, God.
I just checked Twitter. Embiid definitely went to the locker room, but there's no word on why. Yeah. His calf had been bothering him the last couple days. It could be that. Could be something as simple as going to the bathroom or something silly. Or he, could have hit his head. Who knows?
Is it time management?
I don't think so. I mean, because he's played 31 minutes, and at that point, you might as well let him finish the game. And normally, if it's load management, you would just sit him on the bench as opposed to yanking him, unless they're trying to do it sneakily, which wouldn't surprise me.
What's this centre called again? Like ESPN's Worldwide Centre of Sports or something?
Yeah, the Wide World of Sports.
Wide World of Sports. Okay.
So I went there. I went to Disney World a few times in my life. I went. That's where they used to have the skills competition for the NFL. Every once in a while, it used to be in Orlando, and that's exactly where it was. And just the park where they have all these areas for just for the teams and players to go out there and just perform. It is literally just a microcosm of all every single sport imaginable. They have of course where they're playing at now. They always had the legitimate size courts for basketball. They have an actual football field there. I just couldn't imagine them putting a whole NFL season together.
Yeah.
But it's pretty crazy. I remember, I think it was the Atlanta Braves that they did the Wide World of Sports. That's where they had spring training at.
And B's back on the bench.
Oh, he's back.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think he needed to leave.
They just re-showed his awesome block from earlier, so this must be that was the Hyundai defensive play of the game.
It was a nice block.
Jared's in the chat from the Union Happy Hour. Up the Jared. Love that, mate. Keep doing all the amazing work that you're doing with the boys in blue and gold. And hopefully the Sixers can get us a win. The lead's down to 1 though, which is it's not great. 102, 101.
Beats checking back in though, right?
Is not yet. I mean, he might do now.
Checking back.
I just saw him get up. I think he's coming back in the game, which would mean.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, I think you're right. He's walking back in now. I think.
Steve's
He
just.
looked like he was about to.
My favorite part about basketball is that the first 3.5 quarters could go by so fast. The last 5 minutes of the game feels like longer than the entire game. So.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. Steve saying, just reminding us that he had Sixers and Embiid for the giveaway, apparently. Although I don't remember him entering, and he got removed from the channel, so that's an immediate disqualification, I think, on Steve's part there, unfortunately. Liam, crack open a fresh beer. Hey, look, if Ben Simmons hits a 3, there's a fresh beer going out of a shoe. All right, that's the more concerning aspect that we've almost forgotten about here. If they decide to get a little bit exotic late in the game, but we shall see. what the deal is with this team. But yeah, they're a point at. I'd like to think Embiid comes back in, and he's just been playing with our emotions a little bit. But I think the second half performance has been a lot better than the first half, like all round.
Yeah, no, we've definitely looked better in the second half. So even if we lose, there's like a tiny, there's some tiny spots of encouragement you can start picking up. I mean, Embiid looks healthy. Horford wasn't atrocious in the second half. I mean, Tobias Harris and Alec Burks have been pretty solid. Obviously, some kinks to work out with the rest of the rotation, but there's some minor positives to take away.
Not sure. So Stevens come in.
I want to bring it up.
No.
How Neto is a plus 16 right now?
I rest my case.
I don't like that.
And since we are giving credit when credit is due, and again, it's a completely fraudulent stat, but yes, El Neto is a plus 16.
So that means Neto's the player of the game. That's what that means.
He's literally the second coming of Magic Johnson at this point. That's what that's telling us.
Raul Neto is my fearless player of the game.
One of two guys that are positive. 3 if you count Harris at plus 5, but Embiid's plus 25, Neto's plus 16, everyone else is negative.
Yeah.
He's the bone crusher, never scared player of the game.
I mean,
Bone crusher never scared.
The thing with the Neto plus minus, it's far less indicative of how good Neto is, but it's just how meaningless that position is. Like again, like it goes back to like who cares who your third string backup point guard is when you have so many other guys.
The other thing that it shows is that he's also playing a lot of minutes with Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
that's the only other player with above plus 5 or plus minus rating.
Which again, like all his job is to do is to dribble the ball up the court and then pass it to Embiid in the post, and that's all he has to do. Like it's just not an important position.
And I don't think that he's turned the ball over either. So I mean, against his credit, he's doing everything well, or the way he's supposed to.
I call that the PSN Pointless Player of the Game winner for that. That's good.
What was Neto's plus minus again?
Was it 30?
Plus 45, minus nothing. So he's over 45. But I think it was like 15.
I think 16. I was told.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, the Pacers are in the lead. Oh. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I'm not sure what's more stressful, this or the fact that my height is being slandered, and I'm trying not to nibble and react to it in the chat. What's happened now is that the Twitch followers have
5'5".
No, the Twitch followers have infiltrated the YouTube stream and are piping up, thinking that they can have the same level of control.
Tell your basketball story on one of your streams.
Oh, the one where I wasn't allowed to play on the team because yeah. We'll save it for a rainy day. We'll make sure we close out this game when the tension's up. But definitely during a deader period, we can bring it up. It's going back and forth now. The tempo's definitely changed. 5 minutes to go, and it's 107-105. And there's still no Embiid on the floor, unless I'm missing it. Like he's not on the floor at the moment.
I don't think he's up. He's about now.
Oh, is he going in now? Oh, Horford's coming out. All right, so maybe it's now.
Another commercial. It looks like.
Oh, so what other awards can we give out for this game?
I'm trying to think of other cool. I truly
Cleanest shoes is Furkan Korkmaz. We already agreed on that, right?
Yeah, the best shoes ever of all time are better than Jordan's. Are his NBA Jam stuck on turbo shoes. I really just think he should just release an NBA Jam stuck on turbo collection. I would buy everyone like it.
So the problem with Neto, as I was praising him, is he is so freaking bad at defense. I mean, his on-ball defense is gross.
Oh, his on-ball defense is atrocious. It's some of the worst you'll find in the league.
How old is he?
He's a vet.
How old is he? He's like 27.
Yeah, he's been around because he played for Utah for a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, a long time. He's 28.
28. He just kind of like reminds me of an older guy, even though, but he's not old. One of those guys.
Yeah, he's not old, but he's got an old head game, definitely. I mean, he just doesn't really do. I mean, he's so unathletic. You know, he can shoot, but he doesn't really shoot. He just moves around and passes, which is, you know, whatever.
All right, come on, boys, close one out. Oh, there we go. That would. Oh, I'm gonna try not to react too much because. Oh God. I just want TJ Warren off the court.
Got 33.
He just scares me. He hasn't even done anything yet, and he just scares me. Oh, that was nice. That wasn't.
I was let out a wef right there.
Oh yeah, I was looking at it. If that wasn't given, that would have been wuffer than a wuff man's beard, Ricky. It would have been bad.
It was on the tip of my tongue. Now we got Embiid at the line.
I think I just saw what you saw there, Liam, with the what was it, the Miles Turner 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is where the Sixers need to kind of do their damage now. It's just at the free throw line. Like
Miles
it's
Turner
that comfort
picked
zone.
up his 5th foul on that, and so if they put Embiid right back at him, they can knock him out of the game. And Indiana's front court depth is very, very slim because they don't have Sabonis. Bitaz is also injured. I don't think he's going to be coming at all during this. So I think Jakar Sampson's been their backup center.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Turner just came out for Sampson, so they should go absolutely Embiid in the post every next offensive possession.
It's a really good point.
Come on, Embiid. You know, I'm not watching this with volume or anything, but when a player scores and they have like a name on the back of their jersey or a social justice thing on the back of their jersey, do they say that instead of the person's like name?
I doubt it. It would be cool.
Okay.
But
On that
Like, I have
note,
no idea.
Equality from downtown.
Right, like that's what I was thinking. Like,
They're not doing that.
okay, all right.
they should do. Be good.
I was thinking like that would have been cool. You know, I don't know. Like I wasn't like trying to be funny, even though I guess ultimately it would kind of sound funky.
the Bucks tweeted that last night, right? It was the Bucks, I think, right? Did you see?
Right.
I think Villanova legend Dante DiVincenzo had a nice little pull-up 3, and they tweeted equality, and just put the video of him shooting the 3. It was hilarious.
That's dope.
Oh wow. This is going to be intense. Antoine says Liam iRacing later. Probably. There'll be some iRacing after this and some other things. That'll be on our Twitch channel if anyone wants to come hang out. If not, I know the Sixers boys will have you covered with post-game content. But that's providing this game doesn't send us into a meltdown. Could you imagine if Ben Simmons hits a game-winning 3?
I'm chucking my hat across the room, so fine.
Like, the scenes
I'm ready.
there.
I just got this new MacBook, and it probably broke in about 5 seconds after that. So.
How are you going to tell the people about it?
Telepathy.
Well, Ricky will just leave the chat, and I think we'll know what happens next.
Now we'll definitely get some guest panels down, Blake, 100%, man. As soon as these streams evolve a little bit, like obviously this is our big trial run really to see what the interest level's like, and we're so close to 50 likes. We're on 48 with a few minutes to go in the game. Can we hit that clutch 3-pointer? Push us over 50, guys. If you're just joining us, you haven't yet liked the stream, it would be amazing if you could. And subscribe to the channel. Like, stick around for more if you enjoy what we've got. Plenty of Eagles coverage coming your way. So I think we're up to nearly 20,700 subscribers now. We're like 4 away from that. So if you aren't subscribed but you like what you're seeing and hearing, then subscribe. If not, subscribe anyway. You might as well, because please.
It's just really easy to hit that button, so do it.
It's easy. It's like, it's easier to smile than it is to frown. It's easier to subscribe than it is not to subscribe again. Just let your finger wander, hit the button, and we'll go from there. But Sixers down 4, 3 minutes to go. I see what Ricky means, though, now about this, the last few minutes of basketball games just going on for, like, ever and ever and ever in comparison to the first, like, 30.
So I just saw a tweet that I had to go fact check real quick, but Embiid and Harris have a combined 71 points right now.
Jeez.
That's a lot of our points.
I just want to bring up something really quick that Ugly Ass Taco just put into the chat, and it's a really good point that Simmons is playing better than Jason Tatum as of today. So just remember that, Steve.
Heck yeah, he is.
This dude's gonna drop a 50 burger on us.
Is he another one? He has, hasn't he? Oh, it's just a nice little pull up to you, but
Really?
he's going to the line.
He just literally can't miss. He's 18 for 27.
I swear, if he comes out of this game and he says justice has been served, that'll be a good day. All right, I need that pun in my life.
Only the Sixers would let a guy put up his career high in their first game back after months.
Oh, for God's sake.
Is that dude good? Like, otherwise, he's just...
He's okay.
He can score. That's pretty much it. I mean, he's below All-Star level, but he's not a bad player by any account.
Oh, that's a wef, isn't it?
Oh.
That's a wef.
I don't know. That was awful. Wait till you see that.
Oh.
Most likely you've already seen it.
Brett Brown's about to RKO someone.
There were a lot of those bad ref calls during the Rangers game I was watching earlier. Like, there was a power play, it seemed like every 30 seconds.
Wasn't a bad call, it was more just the Embiid trying to sweet chin music someone, I think, but...
Fair.
No names in the chat. It's not bad you're a Boston fan, man. Everyone's welcome. Thanks for stopping by, mate. We will be on Twitch to say after this.
Well, if you're a Boston fan, come by tomorrow for the Flyers game against the Bruins.
Yes.
See that segue?
It has to be done. Oh god, 2 minutes to go, down by 8. Oh, it's slipping away. Slipping away.
I don't know how that wasn't a foul, though.
Nah.
But then again, I don't know.
Oh, go, 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 go.
Oh, there we go.
Oh! What? Why? What are you doing? What is that?
That sounded great.
God!
No, it's alright. It worked out.
It's
somewhat.
fine, but I mean... It's making life hard for yourself.
I like this.
Oh, no.
Wait, just a little funny side note to ease the tension right now. Well, one, the Penguins are down 2-0 to any people that hate the Penguins. And I was checking the play-by-play, and it says, Thomas Tatar, stoppage, puck in crowd.
In crowd. I guess they're still counting the attendance for that, though. You can't say, exactly where it is. Who's the best player on the Pacers without Oladipo? Well, today it's TJ Warren. But
he's not playing right now, but it's easily Sabonis and bonus.
No, come on, oh, I see it. No, oh, please, bang! There we go. Right. Oh, this is gonna give me an emotional trauma. Oh.
I love the press.
Oh no.
Oh, dude. Oh.
Why? He's doing my head in.
Liam's from Chicago.
Yeah, no. From the deep south. No, I'm from England, man. I'm from a small part of England called Devon.
Definitely Chicago. He's from Nolans.
Jesus. I just can't believe TJ Warren. Like, I don't know where that's come from.
There's just nothing you can do.
It's just one of those games where one player takes over and you're there for the ride, really. Did you like my tweet, Dave? Was it good?
I just saw that too.
It's the most like Liam joke imaginable. Just the anti-funny tweet. So, who's writing the article tomorrow for Sixers should trade for TJ Warren, my column? When's that one?
I don't even think we could get him at this point. Who could we trade that's worth TJ Warren?
Al Horford.
Dude is the second coming of LeBron. Whatever, we move on. We got 7 more games.
I mean, is it? I mean, it's only 6, right? Like, I mean, with a minute to go, that's 2 3-pointers.
Listen, I'm just going to say, if Drew Holiday were still here, he could have stopped TJ Warren. I'm just going to put it out
He
there.
would have clamped him.
No! So I'm just making a lot of noise.
Liam sounded like he's having a daymare.
Just fouled out.
Who, Turner? Turner, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize how much of a monster game Embiid was having. He has 40 and 20. We're over that at this point.
And then somehow...
How do you lose a game when Embiid gives you 41 points and 21 rebounds?
It's got to be career highs.
I think it might be in rebounds. It's not in points.
Oh yeah, for points, but for rebounds, like that's a lot,
I
dude.
mean, he absolutely dominated tonight.
Oh my god. Scenes, right, it's got to be a Ben Simmons 3 for a win, isn't it, at this point? It has to be.
I mean, that's basically Sixers bingo.
Oh my god.
They're making this interesting.
Bang.
That's a great shot by Tobias.
He's been so good today. So good.
I'm so far behind. Alright, we're down 3.
Imagine the scenes. It was really well set up. Really well set up.
I don't know if I can't really hear my commentators, but I think someone just said, "Do they foul here?" What do you guys think?
Is it worth
No.
it? There's a lot of time left.
There we go.
I think you have to look at who's on the court. Pacers, when they're at full strength. I mean, if you can get the ball you can force it into Jakar Sampson's hands and then foul him, it might be worthwhile. But otherwise, I say you just defend well. Gotcha. It wouldn't make sense to.
Now, Blake says something I need to
We
crack
gotta
on.
lock up TJ one time.
Oh god, yeah, I forgot that. That's a thing. I got so lost in the fact that they'd almost brought this within reaching distance that TJ Warren exists. Forgot that bit of the puzzle. 30 seconds left. Blake says I need to crack open a beer. I'll crack. I haven't done any beer today. I've been very well behaved, but I'm sure there'll be some beers on Twitch where I can be a little bit more excitable. But again, that could all start with a Ben Simmons 3. And at this point in the game, I think we might all be having a party if Ben Simmons somehow hits a game-winning 3. But there's still a little bit of work to do yet, and the tension's going to be very high. Pacers obviously get the ball. I'll try not to ruin it. I'll try my best.
Liam, with all due respect, I'm just gonna unplug my earphones for
I understand.
If Ben Simmons hits the 3 to win a game, we just should do a happy hour. We should just disregard.
Yeah. Oh, they should have fouled. Oh no! Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. Oh,
I'm assuming it didn't go our way.
No. Doesn't look it. Does not look it.
That was just. That was a. It was deep. It was deep. The dude's just on fire.
Did TJ hit it again?
Yeah.
I can't be asked.
I mean, Sixers really couldn't have done much about it except legit just stuck on him like glue.
Alright, I'm gonna watch it right now.
Gross.
Yeah, they put Tybal on. Oh man, what in the world? I mean, that's an atrocious shot selection.
He's got it so going that that's a makeable shot for him. Good challenge for Ben, but in the fourth quarter, deep with the kind of game he's having, 50 plus, those are makeable shots for TJ Warren right now. Bench, happy, but not sure.
Yeah, I mean, Ben probably shouldn't have helped off of him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, especially with, Aaron Holiday is he's small. He's one of the smallest players out there. So it's really on the post defender to send the help. You don't have to worry about Holiday shooting over top of anybody. So
No.
it made no sense for Simmons to double him up. Especially considering that the guy he was guarding was the one who already had 50 points.
That's a dagger in the
I mean,
heart.
imagine if you just hold TJ to 40 points, you win the game. Like, that's crazy.
He shot 75% from three. Guess we got a bubble TJ here.
Yeah, bubble TJ, man. He's
53 points, 3 assists, 4 boards. Unbelievable.
He's got the final.
Wow. Well, that isn't what I expected.
Well, that's a very depressing end of the stream.
Yeah.
I might have to sit out this Flyers one tomorrow. I'm over the Steelers.
Well, also, I heard that Marchand was skating, so he probably will play tomorrow.
Marchand's going to play. I saw, but Rash is out. Or he didn't practice.
Who was out?
Tuca's out.
Tuca's out. Yeah, he had something wrong with his hand, I believe.
Yeah, immediate thoughts then from that game. I mean, are there positives to take, or is it just one of those really deflating ones where you know any other game night, it's not really a game you're losing, is it?
No, there's positives. I mean, Embiid was phenomenal. Like, the whole concept of, like, him being in great shape, like, he was in really good shape. And it's like, yeah, all right, the defense on TJ Warren was disgusting, and Raul Neto had to play 20-something minutes. Like, those are bad. But the fact that Embiid looked that good, that's, like, a really, really simple positive you can take away if we're trying to be optimistic moving forward.
I mean, really, look at your 3 stars. Embiid with 41 points, 21 rebounds. Obviously, he played fantastic. You know, he got to the line 12 times, which is somewhat normal for him, but that's incredible for most any player. Tobias Harris, 30 points, 8 rebounds. Ben Simmons, 19 points, 13 rebounds. You know, and Simmons, I put on a different level as far as the quality of his game than the other two tonight, but all in all, he did have himself a solid game. It's really just about getting the rest of the contributors to contribute, you know, and they kind of did their thing, let Joel work his magic, that's a full-on strategy. That's absolutely totally fine. If you're going to do that, you have to focus so much defensive energy on the opponent's hot hand, which they just didn't do. They did not find a way to stop PJ Warren.
No, I mean,
I've been talking on the Sixers all night about the bench, but I mean, I don't see them being a threat if, you know, 2 people have to carry a lot of the stats with the rebounds and points, but the bench can't, you know, role play. I didn't see that tonight with the bench. So unfortunately, you know, Embiid, Tobias, and we can see moments of Horford, you know, not playing as bad in the third quarter like we did, but the Pacers are a team that's as good as the Sixers or worse. The Sixers are, I think, on paper, they are the better team. But, you know, tonight, I will definitely say that the bench didn't click. There were some things that didn't click between Embiid, obviously, and Shake Milton. I think saying that we beat ourselves is kind of a cop-out because I got to give credit to the Pacers, but at the same time, this isn't the best. This is not even, you know, a really, like, it's a good performance, I guess, in some aspects, but you got to play 4 quarters, and I think tonight we played practically 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, it's just tricky to kind of pick up after that, isn't it? I mean, the best comment I've seen now is from V2 Josh Collin, who just says, "My dick fell off," which, fair enough. I mean, it's understandable. Like,
that sums it up pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's easy to kind of focus on the negatives and stuff, but were there? And I mean, the main thing now for me moving forward is going to be like, are there going to be changes regards to how Shake was used, to how Ben was used? We saw Al Horford looking confused out there at times, but then you saw a different side to someone like obviously Burks. He was just red hot at one point, but should he have seen more minutes? Was that an idea to like ride the hot hand a little bit towards the end of the game?
You know, Shake Milton took 1 shot tonight, and I just think that's egregious. You know, it's a little bit on him. It's a lot on Brett. I think that you need to have him involved a little bit more because it seems like they kind of just tried to use him the way they use Neto, and then they realized that's not a good role for him. Oh, but we have Neto, so then they just went ahead with Neto for the rest of the game.
Yeah, definitely less than ideal. I mean, looking forward then to the games that are on the horizon, I mean, do you think the Sixers can take this, I guess, lack of momentum and turn it around and the positives that they do have and convert them? Or is this one that's going to sit a bit heavy because of the way TJ went off?
I think they could turn it around. This is what, you know, there's been some closed games and like scrimmages and things like that, but this is like the first actual game of meaningful basketball. If I'm right on that, I could be wrong.
No, you're right.
So yeah, this is the first actual meaningful basketball game. It's a lot of adjustments that need to be made. So yeah, I'm okay with taking the L in game 1, but I also know in taking the L, this game it could have been a win, and that's what hurts because there's games where you're like, you know what, we were outright dominated the entire time, we should have lost. I don't believe that about this game. I think the Sixers, you know, could have had this game and could have won, but I mean, when two players on another team are putting up practically almost 80 points. That's you know, it's not a secret where their offensive output's coming from.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Luther says, I saw turnovers hard to win with that many lost possessions. Some criticism about Simmons didn't try to shoot. It's hard, but I don't know, mate. It's a tricky loss to take. It's a really tricky loss to take. But for me, the biggest positives was the way the stream went. I mean, let's talk positive for a minute. I mean, you guys seem to enjoy it. Thank you so much for all the kind words in the comments. I promise you haven't been ignoring it. I know Blake has been our little MVP today and someone that has got the most out of this, so thank you so much. It's been a pleasure hosting it. Just a massive, massive thank you to Ricky, Eric, Zach, and of course David for taking time out of their day to do this. Hopefully you boys enjoyed it and it's something that we can do again.
Yeah, definitely.
Ton of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, it'd be awesome.
You'll catch Eric and I on the Flyers one tomorrow too.
Yes.
If anybody's interested.
Absolutely. So if you did enjoy this, we will be doing one for the Flyers game tomorrow. That's at 6 p.m. Am I right? 6 p.m. Eastern?
3 p.m. Eastern.
3 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Definitely 3. Yeah, that's good. So 3 p.m. Eastern for that. If you want to hang around with me afterwards, I'll be on twitch.tv/Philly Sports Network. It's easy enough to find. Fellas, it's been a pleasure. I was going to say streaming to you, but thanks for making this as great as it is. Like, without you guys giving us the interaction, it really is just us in a Zoom call, which is as wholesome as it is. You guys bring that extra spice. and make this as fun as it is. So thank you for your time this evening as well. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. Guys, feel free to plug your Twitters and your Facebooks and whatever else so people can stay up with your content.
I'll begin. On Twitter, my handle right here at Eric Reese PSN. A lot of Flyers and general hockey content will be coming from me. I'll find my way to talk about some Philadelphia sports outside of that, like Philadelphia Wings lacrosse, 76ers basketball, Phillies baseball, Eagles football, things like that. Even a little bit of union soccer out there, but I'm the hockey guy in this, around here. So probably if you like your Flyers, come see me.
Beautiful. I will shift. Go on, Ricky. Give us your audition. I feel like the X Factor.
Just kind of bouncing off Eric. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm more of a hockey guy. I can sit here and talk X's and O's in hockey much more than I can talk basketball. But it was fun. Thanks everyone tuning in. I plugged in the chat just as a joke. You can follow my Twitter, which is Ricky_Amadeo8 for some bets. I do tweet out daily bets. As long as I can research them, I do not put out bets if I don't research. So definitely, if you want some bets, stop by. I don't even care if you follow me, honestly, but I'm public, so they'll always be there every day.
See, I do care if you follow me. So at David Esser _ hit that follow button. Closing in on 1,200. No, I'll be rambling about this Sixers game for a couple days after this. So hit me up as at David Esser _.
Yeah, and mine is at ZChavo PSN. It's posted there. I changed my name to it just so it's a little easier because the last name is gonna throw you off, I'm sure. But I focus mainly on Sixers, and we'll be branching out into a much more general NBA. So for you Pacers fans and Celtics fans that did join us tonight, it's not just there's gonna be something that you might like every now and again too, just so you know.
Yeah, mine's just, obviously at Philadelphia SN is where you get we're like the Power Rangers at this point, just filming the Megazord that is PSN. Mine's at Liam Jenkins PSN if you want my content, which is more just odd rambles, a lot of Eagles content, a lot of Flyers content, and then I would kind of facilitate and play point guard for these boys to shine as well, because, I couldn't have done this on my own. I'd have really struggled tonight on the Sixers, so thank you to you boys for just making that possible, because the analysis, the laughs along the way was absolutely brilliant. So just thank you for letting me gate crash the Sixers knowledge and pick up the occasional bit of info along the way. But I know it's been massively appreciated. Guys, we're on 48 likes again. There's 2 of you that can just send over 50 so I can sleep well at night. That'd be amazing. We'll leave the stream on for like 2 seconds just after, just in case you want to, tip it over. But from all of us at PSN, enjoy the rest of your evening. Hope to see a couple of you on Twitch after this. For those of you that want to get an early night in the morning, I know that our boys will have you covered with some Sixers post-game coverage. So we'll see you tomorrow for the Flyers watch along as well. Thank you for this, and we'll see you again.
Can't wait for tomorrow. See you guys.